It was in the men's section.
Girl shirt button on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Wes is wearing a girl's shirt.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Go cojones.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
There's local politics, bud.
You are terrible! And stop playing that song!
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Did not flub at all. Send it in.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday, a lovely Friday in eastern North Carolina. Short sleeves, shorts, my kind of Friday. And we'll have a fun one today right here on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930 online, PR927FM.com. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. See all of our latest videos, including Mike Schwartz before the Pirates leave town to take on Tulane on Saturday. We'll have the audio for you of that later on, but you can watch the video right now. You can watch this show, all of our shows here on Pirate Radio Live, the Brian Bailey Show, and a lot more over at Pirate Radio TV. Also find us on Facebook as well as we pass along the latest news and notes going on in the Pirate Nation and beyond. And a lot of those stories you can complain about on Facebook, as a lot of people like to do. All right, coming up on today's program, we are 1 week away. Just 1 week away from Pirate Baseball at Clark.
Excitement time!
Excitement time! Clark LeClaire Stadium. It'll be ECU and George Washington going at it next Friday. And we will preview the ECU baseball season, the American season, and the entire college baseball season with Aaron Fitt from D1 Baseball. He'll join us coming up in about 20 minutes or so, and we'll get his take on the Pirates, on the AAC, and a whole lot more. So looking forward to catching up with Aaron Fitt. He has his finger on the pulse of all things college baseball, and look forward to our chat with him coming up in about 20 minutes. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have our Super Bowl picks. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, will join me, the C3 podcast. We'll talk about how the Panthers coaching staff is shaking up. Tony asked a question on Twitter to Panthers fans earlier today. What does your ideal offseason look like for Carolina? I'll flip the script and ask Tony that question, and we'll bring Chandler into it as well. What moves can the Panthers make between now and August that will get you excited about the upcoming season? We'll talk Panthers, we'll talk Chiefs and Eagles coming up at 4 o'clock. Brian North will get you ready for the sports weekend coming up in the second hour as well. Talk Pirates and Green Wave. Got some key ACC games tomorrow. NC State, they were ranked in the polls on Monday. They lost early week to Virginia, and they're trying to avoid 2 losses since being ranked when they take on Boston College tomorrow. North Carolina at home against Clemson. North Carolina reeling right now. Clemson still on top of the ACC standings. We'll dive into some college hoops and more with Brian North later on in the program. Morgan Ahlers will look at some Super Bowl prop bets. We'll pick some prop bets coming up in hour number 3. Also, Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show. Ton going on in the golf world. You've got the Waste Management Phoenix Open going on, so a wild tournament there, always entertaining. And then Tiger Woods announcing today that he will be participating in the tournament next week. So first time he'll be playing in a non-major PGA Tour event in a long time. So we'll talk about all that with Mark Greenhalgh. All right, Shirley Rhodes is here. Chandler Honeycutt here on a Friday. Great to see the folks in Studio B. In fact, we have a new camera. Is the new camera operating? Shirley's eating right now, so she might not want that camera on. But we do have a new camera, I believe. Right, guys?
Papa's got a brand new camera.
It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Y'all look sharp.
Mm-hmm.
I look nice and fancy over there.
Don't touch us. We're sharp.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see this.
Good to be seen.
15 pack
baby.
of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Bud Light, which we will be giving away Free Beer Friday. Love the aluminum bottles. The coldness of that aluminum bottle, Chandler.
It's a 12-pack, but there's 3 free beers. Oh, wait. It's all free. It's all free, baby.
Got to be honest, had no idea where you were going with that, but
Neither did I.
I like the
It's
destination.
all free.
That's right.
And it's Friday. Free beer Friday.
Thank you.
Be ready in the the third hour. the third hour. Excuse me.
Have some situational awareness there, bud.
That's right. You know what we haven't done this week? We haven't done a segment for our morning listeners.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that during today's show.
So we'll have to put us in the Monday present.
Yeah, we're skipping like 3 days. That's kind of dangerous.
Let's take a guess at who wins the Super Bowl. Let's talk about that.
We could. We might be doing that.
I mean, that's taking a risk because we can look like complete idiots.
John says, "Go Pirates! Beat the Green Wave." I'll tell you what, John. If they do that, I will be very excited Saturday afternoon. Super excited.
Unbelievable!
I would say it would be unbelievable. John also says, "Hey, like the new cameras." Thanks, John. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Let us know what you're up to today. Well, we want to talk to you. How's your Friday going? What are your weekend plans? What's on your Super Bowl spread? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? What's your favorite Super Bowl prop? Do you like Rihanna? What's Rihanna's first song going to be? Answer those questions. Let's chat it up,
Could
people.
it be this one?
Let's have fun. Here's an example of a great Rihanna song and her beautiful voice. I like how she messed up on her own song.
Crap.
She said the wrong word.
What it takes to come alive. It's the way I feel.
I don't want to sing it because she does it so perfect.
I know. I kind of sound like her. But I gotta let it go. We found love in a hopeless place.
Man, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And hope to hear that tune coming up on Sunday.
Tune, you might hear that tune.
I was reading a story on TMZ that supposedly the set list, because, there's been, I guess, concern that the set list is going to get leaked and that kind of thing for the Super Bowl, that there's like 52 different versions of the set list floating around, so people don't know exactly what she's going to do.
Interesting.
And I don't know if that's associated with maybe there's a prop bet somewhere in there. So,
Chandler, can you do me a favor? Can you grab one of those prop sheets right over there on that table?
And what was funny is yesterday we were talking about, or on Thursday's show, sorry, I forgot my situational awareness. On Thursday's show, when you had Troy D on, you were talking about how many songs that Rihanna had. I went back
Rihanna,
whatever. Potato, tomato, whatevs. But I didn't realize how many songs I recognized once I got down the line. Now, if you had asked me without looking at it, name a couple, I could probably name about 3 or 4, but man, I looked down, I was like, I know that song.
I agree with that sentiment. If you asked me if I'm a Rihanna fan, I'd probably answer no if I was hooked up to a lie detector test.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you played her hits, I would know, recognize, and somewhat like most of them.
And sing along.
And know some words, yeah.
Yeah, and some songs I forgot. Like she did a collaboration with Avril Lavigne. She did several collaborations with Drake, T.I.
There's like a conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne died, and now there's a fake Avril Lavigne.
I know, that's so silly.
Okay.
There's a bunch of conspiracy theories that blow my mind.
This is true.
But no, that they are not real.
No.
Shirley, what song will Rihanna sing first? Diamonds. Don't Stop the Music. And by the way, so Diamonds is shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Don't Stop the Music is we don't stop the music.
I'm gonna say. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I thought those were the only two.
We found love. I think that goes like, we found love in a hopeless place.
That's the one we had.
Okay. All right.
That was a joke, yeah.
Are those the 3 or?
No, I'm still going. Will you let me finish?
Sorry.
Can I finish?
You and
hold on.
Chandler have a problem.
All right. We found love. He's got 3 more. Or he's got 3 more. So
I don't have a copy of the sheet.
No,
sorry.
but I want you, after everyone I say, to say, all right, are you done yet? All right, the next one is, and I don't know this one. Help me out. Lift Me Up.
Lift me up. That's Wakanda.
Yes, that is her newest single.
Oh, okay. I don't know
has
that
something
one.
to do with Black Panther.
I believe so. Yes.
And I do know Umbrella, Ella,
under my umbrella.
and then your last option, Shirley, is Other. The Field.
All right.
What do you got?
Okay. Out of those choices, I'm going to go with Diamonds because Please Don't Stop Any Music, I feel, will be in the latter part of the show. Like maybe towards the end.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Diamonds.
I think with how popular Black Panther is right now and the new Black Panther movie.
Is it popular right now, though? Like right now?
There's a new one that just came out. Not too long
Wakanda
ago.
Forever.
When did it come out?
It came out last year. It's now streaming on the Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, okay, so that was last year.
I mean, you think last year, it's only the second month of 2023.
What
so
month of last year?
I believe it was like
December?
I think
possibly,
she'll start with Lift Me Up and have a Chadwick Boseman tribute.
Or a choir.
Right out of the gate?
Right
Or
out
like
of the
a
gate.
choir.
I was thinking, Shirley.
If you're going to do that, then you better be real over the top with it. It better be like a choir or something like that because Lift Me Up is a very slow song. It's a powerful song, but it's slow.
That's why. That's
You
also
can't
why.
start slow. You can't start slow. And once you get going, what do you not want to do? Stop the music, which is why you start with
No,
Don't Stop
I
the
think
Music.
I know.
That is my answer.
No, you know what I think it is?
What do you think?
No.
I don't think it's going to be Diamonds. I think it's going to be Other. And I know it. I think it's going to be We're Going to Run This Town.
We're gonna run this town
Again,
tonight.
I think you kind of pop out Jay-Z in the middle of the thing and hit that.
That's the thing I was
That's
going
what
to
I'm
bring
saying.
up.
I mean,
That's the thing I was going to bring up is what I'm looking forward to is the guest appearance, the surprise appearance, because last year nobody knew that we were going to see 50 Cent hanging upside down.
By the way, Run This Town Tonight is, I legitimately like that song.
yes, it is a great sound.
That is a great
But
song.
it's got Jay-Z in it.
Yeah.
You know, he's coming off a big appearance at the Grammys.
You mean Hova?
Hove.
Yeah, okay. Jigga, same guy?
Yep, same guy.
Okay, interesting. Beyonce's husband?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Beyonce's baby daddy? Yep.
All right, so this is the fun of it. You don't know, we'll find out coming up Sunday.
I mean, I'll definitely tune in to see the halftime show because I definitely want to see what happens and who pops up. I mean, because like I said, she has done collaborations with some of the biggest artists in rap and hip hop. There's no telling who she's going to bring out, to be quite honest. I mean, it can run from Jay-Z to Avril Lavigne to Calvin Harris to T.I. to Drake. I mean, there are so many that she's done. Eminem. You know, she can bring that would be a very, very interesting halftime show to watch. Not for the performances, just who shows up.
Who is Calvin Harris?
He is more your EDM kind of club music.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, that's We Found Love is the DJ that he works with.
Calvin Harris is a Scottish man.
I love the name Calvin.
Yeah.
It's more your electronic music.
Okay.
That's his. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, Rihanna and Calvin Harris, I believe that is We Found Love.
Who's your favorite Calvin of all time?
Klein.
Probably got to go.
That's a good one.
I'll give a shout out to an old classmate of mine, Calvin Holly.
All right.
Went to school with him.
I don't know any other Calvin, but Calvin Klein.
I'm going to go Calvin Booth, a center from Penn State in like the 90s.
God, your sports knowledge is so random sometimes.
Very. But the answer will probably be Calvin Johnson.
See, your random sports knowledge probably would equal my random music knowledge.
Yeah. We all have our thing, right?
Yeah.
Chandler's would be Adam Sandler movies.
Man. Now, if Adam Sandler could do Adam Sandler plays music, if he could do a halftime show.
Have you heard? I used to have his CD in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. Piece of Bleep Car. Have you heard that? Any of those songs?
No.
Oh, man. I got a whole new era of Sandman for you.
His tribute to Chris Farley is hilarious, but it'll also make you cry.
All right. First, okay. Josh says he is calling his shot. We got a shot call for today.
Well, look, look, we got a shot call today, and it's Josh Thomas. Now, Josh, come and get your beer if you do win, because he asked me the last time he won, he never came and picked it up.
Oh, that's right.
And he said, can you see if my beer's still there? So he even had doubts that it wasn't, and it wasn't. So.
But did you see the rest of his comment? He said, calling my shot, need that beer for next weekend. Now he has a reason for it.
He's got some motivation.
A reason for the season, the baseball season. And so he's going to pick it up if he wins, or as he says, when he wins.
When I win.
How lit is that tailgate going to be?
How lit?
Surely.
It's going to be lit, dude.
Hey, hello, fellow young kids.
Lit.
Hello, fellow young whippersnappers.
You say lit?
Hey, fellow kids.
How lit is the jungle going to be next weekend?
I'm gonna say low key. It's gonna be pretty lit.
Low key, bro.
No cap.
Yeah, no cap.
No cap.
No cap, bro.
I have nephews that age, so I pick up on the
How
vernacular
lit
every
is it
now and
going to
then.
be?
Tyler says, and boy, this could really take us somewhere. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Let's ask Alex Jones.
Is he on the line?
Well, aliens!
I don't know, Tyler. I have to think about that.
That Elvis is not dead. Michael
That,
Jackson's
How
not
old
dead.
would Elvis be right now?
In his
oh
80s.
God, well,
He's definitely gone.
yeah, he's definitely
gone.
gone. Yeah, there's no way he's still alive.
Michael Jackson.
Tupac's alive.
I
Tupac.
what did they say? What did he say? Favorite conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
That the guy that shot John F. Kennedy was not the guy that shot John F. Kennedy.
Oh yeah, a lot of.
I've
dialogue.
seen Lee Harvey Oswald, and that he was killed to silence him. Because remember, Jack Ruby shot him when he was being transferred out of the jail.
Right.
And that there is mob ties to John F. Kennedy's assassination. Because Jack Ruby was tied to the mob.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to talk to Nadeau about that.
Yeah, we need to ask
Oh,
Nadeau
I'd love to
about
ask
stuff.
him about that. Because his sit-down podcast would be fire if he could, find some information on that. But that is my favorite conspiracy theory.
And that there was no moon landing.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. Austin, we're getting deep here. Segment one. We'll take a break in a moment and call Aaron Fitt and get back to sports. But he says if human civilization as we know it was ending due to worldwide cataclysmic events, and you are given the task of selecting one song to represent mankind to be given to the next humans who repopulate the earth, what would that song be?
What a question.
Ball with the ball.
Ball with the
I'm
ball.
kidding.
My name is Kid.
I mean, honestly, you need to find a song that just makes no sense whatsoever. It's just completely random in the lyrics, because that's what this world is. It makes no sense and it's completely random.
I'd probably say brought to you courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
You are no fun.
That is a very American thing to answer.
It's the end of the world as we know it by REM.
I also just wanted to bring up that song because we killed it that one time on the show.
Austin, I'm going to be
Leonard
serious
Bernstein.
with my answer. I'm going to say Time by Pink Floyd. Time by Pink Floyd. First of all, it is very
What? Can you play
Melodic.
Melodic. But what's the word like visual? How would you say that?
Melancholy.
No, that means sad.
I know. I'm just trying
Tyler
to help you.
says we are the world. We are the world. We are the children.
No.
We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Oh shoot, what's the name of the song? It's
Let Me Ride That Donkey.
Friends
No.
in Low Places.
It's Whitney Houston's song. I believe the children.
Greatest Love of All.
Thank you. That's it.
All right. Austin answered his
How
own
about-
question with September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
How about hell? Not hell.
Hell.
Y'all are going to probably laugh because I just said hell, and I meant to say heal the world. I meant to say heal the world, and I accidentally said hell.
No, Man in the Mirror.
You're looking at the man there.
I don't like any of these answers. We're going to have to think about this, Austin and Tyler. This is like homework. We're going to have to think of our best conspiracy theories and what
I gave you mine.
What's your official answer?
That Lee Harvey Oswald did not shoot.
No, I mean for the music question.
You had 3.
We got to,
okay.
I want to really think about that.
To represent,
Let's sit down and think about it. Have
to
robust
represent humankind. We Are the World probably would fit in that category, I think.
Are the world.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
That's fair.
Let's take a break. Great segment 1. Out of the gates, hot.
Hot.
Can we really keep up this momentum for 3 hours?
Get off the tracks because the Pirate Radio Live train's coming.
Get off the pot.
Crap or get off the pot.
Mm-hmm. We're choosing to crap here. We will talk baseball when we return. Pirates 1 week away from getting underway with the season. We'll have a softball update for you on the other side on the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard.
I forgot they were playing today.
The Buck.
Don't worry, I'm here. I remember. We'll have that update, and we'll talk to Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball, when we return. Pirate Radio Live after this.
This is Holton Ahlers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Did you know 1 in 5 Americans use alternative wellness practices? And this number is growing, with good reason. Your CBD store empowers modern wellness through premium hemp products. We're the #1 CBD brick and mortar in the world with products for sleep, focus, recovery, and more. Our products are the gold standard in hemp wellness. Your CBD store, Greenville, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, or call 999-5127.
Must be 18 years of age. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. Josiah Duke from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's that time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
For the latest from the world of golf. Tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
This is Carter Spivey, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and now that the weather's getting warmer, it also features air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday, 1 week away from East Carolina baseball kicking off their season, throwing out the first pitch of their season as they will take on George Washington with softball. The softball season underway. East Carolina 1-1, and right now trying to get to 2-1 as they lead the Mastodons of Purdue Fort Wayne 3-0 in the sixth inning. They will take on Virginia Tech again. Lost to the Hokies yesterday. They'll play them again coming up later today. But right now on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubuck, the Pirates lead 3-0. We'll talk some baseball now with Aaron Fitt from D1 Baseball. He joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line to get you ready for the 2023 season. Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm good, my friends. How are you guys?
Hey, great. Always great to chat with you, Aaron. We know baseball's around the corner when we get you here on Pirate Radio. And, Aaron, I don't know if I've ever asked you about just kind of your background and the machine that you've built that is D1 Baseball today, the authority when it comes to college baseball. So could you give us that a little bit, Aaron, the creation of D1 and everything you were doing before that leading up to it?
Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride. I started out at Baseball America. I was there for 10 years, based in Durham, and got to know over that time, got to know Kendall Rogers pretty well and Kyle Peterson, of course, from ESPN. And sometime around 2014, 2013, Kendall started making noise about, we should all go into business together. And we're like, yeah, okay, Kendall, maybe someday that'll happen, sure. And then lo and behold, D1 Baseball, we started talking with those guys about, what if we came in and bought the site and kind of turned it into a one-stop shop for the college baseball fan with scores and everything already existing on the site, and we're going to add content, and we just kind of made it happen. So I think our first year was 2015, and there's been no looking back. It's been a lot of fun to watch this thing build in the last 9 seasons now.
Awesome stuff. You can subscribe to D1 Baseball. A pretty good time to have Aaron on, because if you go to the page right now, you will see the 2023 American Athletic Season Preview by Kendall Rogers, which does indeed have the Pirates at the top of the list, where they have been for many years now. And let's get your take on these 2023 Pirates, Aaron, one of the most consistent programs, if not the most, in the country. Still waiting to break through, obviously, and get to Omaha, but hosting regionals, going to super regionals, being in the top 25. They don't get much more consistent than what Cliff Godwin's been here. So how about this new iteration of the Pirates? What do you like about this ECU team heading into this year, Aaron?
Yeah, it should be a good club as usual, and it's a little bit different from last year's team where they had so much star power, of course, in the lineup with Bryson Worrell and Agnos at short, and just a lot of guys that had been around and played a lot. You lose some of those pieces now. There's still some veteran guys that you could build a lineup around, but it really feels like the strength of this team is going to be the pitching. Whereas last year, really, I mean, Cliff Godwin has talked a lot about how they just kind of held it together with duct tape, baling wire a little bit on the mound last year, just, mixing and matching, and they used their depth and ran in a lot of guys and ran them out as soon as, they got kind of figured out by the opposition, and really, they didn't have the horses that you're used to seeing in the rotation. And this year, I think you're going to see some more length out of that rotation, especially if Carter Spivey winds up sticking in the rotation. After he was a conference pitcher of the year last year out of the bullpen, but he showed how effective he can be when they extended him and when they gave him the start in the regional and the super. He clearly, I think this guy can handle that move. And then, what can we get out of Josh Groves and Trey Savage, two guys that have big power arms that I think they're expecting big seasons from as weekend starters, guys that can really get you deep into a ball game and just take pressure off of the bullpen. So that's the biggest difference from last year. I think you're going to get more out of the starting pitching, maybe a little bit less firepower in the lineup, but still I think a really good lineup with a real emerging star kind of anchoring the whole thing in Jacob Jenkins Cowart. Who make that move to center field now to replace Worrell. So I think he's going to have a monster year. He's a really exciting player.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about individuals, Aaron, that we could be seeing on your All-American list at the end of the year. And a couple guys you mentioned there with Spivey, Savage, we're excited about him. And, of course, offensively, Jacob Jenkins Cowart. Anybody else come to mind, Aaron, as a potential All-American on this East Carolina roster, either in the field or on the mound?
Yeah, I think here's one that I think I'm intrigued by. Ryan McChrystal behind the plate. He was kind of the big breakout guy this fall. Cliff Godwin really was talking him up at the end of the fall about just how much of a leap forward he's made. And they liked him coming out of high school. He was a high-profile recruit. Was kind of blocked last year. Didn't play a whole lot. You look at his numbers. He hit 150 or something, and then you're thinking, okay, like this is the guy. Yeah, he's the guy. I mean, he can really hit. Left-handed hitter with power. He could catch. I mean, between him and Justin Wilcox, I think you've got two kind of emerging talents that you can alternate at catcher and DH, which kind of helps keep both of those guys fresh. And I think those are two players who can put up some numbers. So I think McChrystal does have All-America caliber ability, and we'll see if he can harness that this year. And then you got the veterans like Josh Moylan and AMAC over there, Alec Makarevich at third base, two guys that I think could be, poised for big bounce-back seasons. We've seen what they're capable of doing. I think Moylan's struggles last year in particular were really surprising because I think he's a very talented power hitter. I expect him to bounce back, and he's capable of having an All-America kind of a campaign too.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball, joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Aaron, one thing this team has done is just dominated the American going back to 2019. They're 20-4, 2021, 20-8. Last year, 20-4. Just incredible what they've done in conference play. Having said that, who is the team in the AAC, a team or two that maybe could challenge East Carolina this year if they do have any challengers there at the top?
Yeah, it really does feel like it's East Carolina and then everybody else. There's just a pretty big gap right now between the Pirates and the rest of the league. And I think there's a couple of teams that'll kind of be jostling for position behind ECU. Houston comes to mind for me. There's some question marks on the mound, but there is some potential, some high upside power arms if they can figure it out in that pitching staff. It has a chance to be pretty good. So it's a little bit of a boomer bust risk reward team, but they could be dangerous. I think the same goes for Tulane. Especially if some of their sophomores in the lineup that got their feet wet last year, those guys continue to develop. That's a dangerous club, but for them, it's just always hard to build the pitching depth. I think they've got a frontline guy or two, Dylan Carmouche, the lefty in particular, I really like, but do they have the depth? It's hard for them at a private school without a lot of institutional aid, so that's kind of held them back. But Tulane, Houston, maybe UCF, maybe Wichita, I think could have a bounce-back year. But all those teams, I don't really see much separation between any of them. It feels like they're all just kind of, battling for position, and it'll probably wind up being a big cluster like usual behind East Carolina.
Aaron, you have your finger on the pulse of what's going on in college baseball, but especially here in the Carolinas, and obviously East Carolina's schedule chock full of local opponents, including a 3-game series with North Carolina. Duke is on the schedule, NC State, UNCW, Charlotte, Campbell, amongst others, Elon on the list as well. So when you look here in the state of North Carolina, who are the top teams along with ECU? What do you think about the Triangle schools and maybe those non quote unquote Power 5 schools this year?
Well, that's a really good schedule that you just reeled off there. I mean, I think Charlotte, for me, might be the team to beat in Conference USA this year. Really like their team. A lot of big bats back and some exciting SEC transfers that could step right into the weekend rotation and give them some power arms. So I think they're interesting. Campbell, once again, looks loaded on the mound. Really deep group of big-time power pitchers, Kay Kuehler being the headliner. You won't see in a Tuesday game, but they've got plenty of other guys that can run in too. And they've kind of emerged like ECU is just the class of their league every year. A team that is going to be in a regional almost every year and can win a regional. Hasn't done it yet, but I think that's coming. So those are kind of the mid-majors, if you will, that jump out at me. But I think in the triangle, NC State's going to hit a lot. Do they have enough pitching? We'll find out. I mean, if they can stay healthy, if Sam Highfield and Matt Willardson in particular can stay healthy, they could be very dangerous again. North Carolina looks balanced to me. A lot of speed and power in the lineup. Vance Honeycutt, one of the best players in the country, kind of anchoring that thing, but there's a lot more around him as well. And their pitching, I think, like ECU, looks better than it was a year ago. I think they're going to get more length out of their rotation also. So, we've got those two teams, ECU and North Carolina, ranked back-to-back. I think ECU is 11, UNC is 12. So I'm excited about that series. I'm definitely planning to catch some of that in week 2 of the season.
And looking at that preseason poll, the teams ahead of East Carolina, SEC heavy, obviously. LSU at 1, Tennessee 2, Ole Miss 3, A&M 5, or Ole Miss 4, A&M 5, Florida 7, Arkansas 8, Vanderbilt 10. So you got all those SEC teams at the top. I ask you this every February, Aaron, is there a team above the rest, or do you see this, not much separation from the top 10? What do you think about going into this year?
LSU is kind of the super team this year. They went out and just crushed the transfer portal. You bring in Tommy White from NC State. He might not even be the best transfer they got. They got Paul Skeens from Air Force, who's a Team USA guy and one of the best two-way talents in the country. With the high 90s fastball, he might be their Friday starter and hit 4-hole. I mean, it's crazy how much they helped themselves in the transfer portal. But they also brought in the best group of freshmen in the country. The number 1 ranked freshman class and the number 1 ranked high school class also. And you add that to what they already had with Dylan Cruz in center field. He's the best player in America, kind of leading the way in addition to some other really talented kids there. They are absolutely loaded. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to win it all because the best team never wins it all. It hasn't happened since 1999 that the number 1 national seed has won the national title.
Wow.
So you got to be the hottest team. Being the best all year long. Look at Tennessee last year. They just dominated the SEC. Won 59 games and they couldn't even get to Omaha. It's hard, man. You just gotta play your best at the right time. And so LSU is the best team on paper. We'll see how that translates and whether they can peak when it matters most in June.
Aaron Fitt joining us, D1 Baseball here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live, 1 week away from the season beginning. East Carolina and George Washington at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Aaron, Cliff Godwin, I asked him about rule changes at ECU Media Day and anything to keep an eye on. He said there will be there's supposed to be an added emphasis on the pitch clock, and we've talked to some players. We talked to players Monday on the Delcor Players Lounge, and they've said that they are certainly practicing that when it comes to pitchers being ready to pitch, and also the hitters, making sure their routines are tight and they're in the box ready to go. He also mentioned no props, which that will affect East Carolina. They were a big home run prop team, Aaron. So outside of that, or you can touch on those two, but any other changes to college baseball from last year to 2023?
Just the change with the assistant, fourth assistant thing, that's a really big deal to be able to convert your volunteer into a full-time position. But I think the pitch clock thing, we'll see how much. I mean, you're right. That's an area of emphasis. We'll see how much that really affects things. I am kind of disappointed about the prop rule. I like the props. I think we shouldn't be in the business of making baseball less fun. I mean, let the kids have a good time. It's silly. I get it. Sometimes I can go too far, but I thought that was dumb. Come on, man. Like this is not 1950, and let's relax a little bit.
Aaron Fitt joining us, D1 Baseball. Aaron, I'd like to ask you about this too, exposure of college baseball, and you guys do an awesome job. ESPN Plus now, more involved, so games are readily available. But we saw a couple of ECU NC State games are going to be on ESPNU, I believe, coming up this year. it's probably still not where you want it, Aaron, or where you think it should be. But how about the availability of baseball, more eyeballs on the sport of college baseball? Where do you think that is in 2023?
I think it's awesome where we are. You know, I mean, you can basically watch any game you want for the power conferences, except for the Pac-12, because their TV situation is a joke. But everyone else, I mean, you can find them in a lot of non-power conferences too. You can find them on ESPN Plus, and I mean, let's face it, that's how most of us, I feel like, consume our media these days, is through streaming. You know, and if you don't stream, okay, you can get an occasional game on your old-fashioned cable or whatever. But, you know, I don't think it really matters that much anymore that we're on the mothership or ESPNU or any of the traditional outlets, because I think most people are realizing that streaming is the way of the future. And just the fact that we can, you know, have whatever game we want at our fingertips any day during the season is just awesome.
Aaron Fitt joining us. Aaron, you've got, of course, all the preseason rankings, the conference rankings podcast, all of the above at D1 Baseball. So for folks out there that want to find out more of your work, Kendall Rogers' work, and the crew there, tell them what they should do.
Yeah, check us out, d1baseball.com. I know we've got some deals right now for an annual subscription. If you sign up, you can get 20% off. Just look on Kendall's Twitter feed. He's always pushing those coupon codes. I'm sure you can find the coupon codes that we're using right now. But if you want 20% off, we hope you consider it. It's the best place to go to follow college baseball all season long at D1 Baseball.
Aaron, appreciate it. When do you have Clark LeClaire scheduled to make a visit this year? We always see you there a few times a year. You planning on getting here soon?
Yeah, I'm going to start out week 2 that North Carolina series. I'm definitely going to be there for that. And then I know I've got East Carolina and Campbell circled for the game in Fayetteville.
Okay.
And we haven't been to that new ballpark yet, so that's one that I'm going to get down for. But I'm sure there'll be others too over the course of the season. Looking forward to seeing the Pirates.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there. Aaron, thanks for joining us as always, man. We'll catch up with you again down the road.
All right, take care.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Couple things there. Once again, says, at least going into the year, it's ECU and everybody else in the American. That is the way it's been the last 3 full seasons, taking out that COVID year. The Pirates have absolutely dominated. Incredible. 20 wins in conference play alone these last 3 full seasons that they've played. And Aaron says it could be another one of those years in American play. But a lot of baseball to be played before we get to conference play, and those midweek games important, but also those series with North Carolina, the Keith LeClaire Classic. Going to be some fun weekends ahead at Clark LeClaire Stadium. Let's take a timeout, come back. One more segment to go here in hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take another look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, get a check-in on the softball Pirates, and have more for you when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal. To make sure you leave a happy customer.
Did you know Jersey Mike's freshly grills hot subs right in front of you? It's a Jersey Mike's thing. And did you know I, Danny DeVito, am wearing a very cool shirt?
All statements about fresh grilling at Jersey Mike's are true. All statements about Mr. DeVito's shirt cannot be legally confirmed.
Nonsense. It's a great shirt.
Agree to disagree.
I want a second opinion.
The shirt is just okay.
Who are you?
A second opinion.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
Are you one of the estimated 17 million people in the U.S. suffering from dry eye disorders that are not resolved using over-the-counter or prescription eye drops? Ask ArcPoint Labs about Serum Tears, a natural dry eye solution. At ArcPoint Labs, Serum Tears are tailor-made for you from a quick blood draw, providing a sterile and natural option to help those with dry eye conditions. Contact your ophthalmologist or optometrist for a prescription or contact ArcPoint Labs to help you find one. Visit ArcPoint Labs' new location on Dickinson Avenue near the intersection of Arlington Boulevard or schedule online at arcpointlabs.com.
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
Take your comfort to unprecedented levels during Bostic Sugg Furniture's President's Day Motion event. Need to relax, recline, and unwind? Now at Bostic Sugg, enjoy savings on all our top furniture brands. Plus, for a limited time, when you buy any Motion furniture item, you'll get a second Motion furniture item at 40% off. Rest and relaxation has never been easier. Find yours for less during the President's Day Motion event. On now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Petey Pablo, and right now you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Raise up!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that uses fresh and local ingredients. With influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine, the Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy dollar oysters Tuesday through Thursday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out daphousenc.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Thank you, Shirley. Did you know Super Bowl factoid.
Okay.
Your Miami Dolphins are one of 7 NFL franchises to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
I like how you say your.
Yeah, they're her Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Until they start winning next season again.
2 is cleared. That our Dolphins. We asked that one the other night at Sports Trivia. There's 7 teams that have gone back-to-back. Chandler, can we come up with that list real quick?
Patriots.
Dolphins.
Boys.
Dem boys. Niners. Packers.
Bears?
No. Raiders.
Oh, we said Bears, but it was wrong. Raiders.
And who are we forgetting? Help us out. One other team.
You said back-to-back, right?
Dolphins. Packers. Patriots.
Say Niners?
Giants?
Raiders, Niners, no. I wish I hadn't brought this up now.
Man.
It wasn't Tampa Bay.
Nobody in the South. Steelers.
I'm
going to say Steelers is that other team. There you go. Super Bowl. Why do I keep saying Superboy? I guess
Superboy.
I'm thinking about factoid is in my brain because I'm about to say that, and it just goes to Superboy. Supertoid. Super Bowl factoid here on a Friday. Be sprinkling those in.
Factoid to consider.
Factoid to consider. Let's get a look at what's going on with ECU softball. Do you have an update, Shirley? If not, I will.
Yes.
What do you got?
It is a final. East Carolina won 3-0. And so they will play.
I was about to say, oh, man, we play Purdue. And it says Purdue Fort Wayne.
Yes, and so they will take on Virginia Tech. It does not give me a time. So
time is just a construct created by man to keep us all down.
Time.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Here it is. It is slated to start at 4:30.
All right. A lovely time. So that is down in Wilmington.
That is correct.
Pirates lost to the Hokies yesterday, trying to get a little revenge and get a win over a top 25 opponent. That would be nice. Earlier today, I saw a From the Helm from one Jeff Confer. What are you doing? Steering the boat?
Yep. At the helm.
You're at the helm. Let's take a gander at that. Starts out by congratulating Kim McNeil and the ECU women's basketball team for their record 16-8. 16 wins, tied for the most by the Pirates since 2014-15. They have also won 5 road games this year. That is the most in 8 seasons. Wow. And they will be back home coming up Sunday at 2 against Wichita State. The first 300 fans in attendance of that game will receive a Pirates pink T-shirt. Also, autographs coming up after the game.
Yeah, it's their pink game. So they will be wearing pink uniforms because I saw on their social media earlier today that their uniform, they kind of revealed the uniforms. They're pretty sweet looking. And they are currently in second place in the AAC. They are only trailing Houston. Take that back. I'm sorry. Third place.
I was about to say.
No, I'm sorry. Because I was like, South Florida.
I was like, that's not second place.
No.
Factoid to forget.
The factoid was I completely skipped over Houston. I just looked South Florida, East Carolina. South Florida, of course, running away with it. They're undefeated in the conference, 10-0. Houston is 6-3 in the conference. East Carolina 7-4. So, still in that comfortable spot because once again, the top 5 teams. Baby. Yep, the top 5 teams get a bye at the end of the regular season for the conference.
Y'all are playing on Tuesday, losers.
We're at the hotel,
chilling,
hanging out.
At the pool, just chilling while y'all were playing basketball.
And I got to be honest with you, Amaya Joyner, I think is going to be in the running for Freshman of the Year in the AAC.
Well, she has won AAC Freshman of the Week.
Dude.
It's Friday, man. It's Friday.
We go be able to.
It's almost.
Dude, are you all right?
Almost
AAC
the second.
Freshman of the Week honors 5 times.
Yes.
There you go.
And
there
has multiple double games. Multiple. I don't know how many exactly because I haven't gone back and looked, but she has.
Multiple is a good number to use, a good word to use on a sports radio show.
Yes.
This could mean a lot of things.
Of course.
Folks, we have a severe. Wait a minute. Did we say Broncos on our list?
No, I was just looking at that comment.
Because
from Patrick,
you're right. Obviously, John Elway won against the Packers and the Falcons. So who do we put up there that shouldn't be up there? Now I'm going to have to look that up. Mike P says, Shirley giving Houston some bulletin board material.
I didn't mean to. I just completely glossed over Houston. I just saw South Florida, East Carolina. I was like, woo, second place, baby.
Assistant women's basketball coach listens to the show, and now they've got bulletin board material the rest of the year. That's going to really come back.
Sorry, Coach McNeil.
Let's see. NFL teams back-to-back Super Bowls. The list is Packers, Dolphins, Steelers, Niners, Cowboys, Broncos, Patriots. Okay, I threw the Raiders in. Shouldn't have. We left out the Broncos. Well, I should have known that. Thank you for that. Oh God! Oh my God! Look at Josh's latest Facebook post. Facebook.
Did you say Jeff Comfort?
I probably did.
Oh man, I got to go back.
I am having an awful
I've got to
day.
go back.
We had a great segment 1, great interview with Aaron Fitt, and I've completely fallen apart this segment. According to Josh, I said that the From the Helm today was put out on ECUPirates.com by Jeff Comfort.
Oh, no.
And he's right. I did. I don't know what I'm doing right now. John Gilbert put out that From the Helm. Chandler, what are you doing?
He's pulling up your boo-boo.
Did I say it?
From one, Jeff Comfort. From the one and only,
God.
Jeff Comfort.
I am terrible.
You need a Bud Light, man.
Goodness gracious. My apologies. Yeah. I got nothing to say, man. Like,
hey, we need Kyle from LaGrange to call. We need Jeff Comfort to call in and say, yeah, that was me from the Hill.
I kind of want to hear that call now. But we got to take a break. We'll see if we can find that during the break. When we return, Tony Dunn, C3 Podcast. We'll talk Super Bowl. I'm going to shape up, people. I'm not going to let this hinder the rest of the show. I'm going to come back strong. That's all I can do at this point.
John says, Jeff Comfort? What the hell?
Again.
Like, that's a name you cannot bring up. Whether it's on purpose or on accident.
What is going on in my brain?
You're thinking of Jeff Comfort?
I have no ayahuasca in my system, so I don't have any excuses.
I'm glad Josh caught that because I don't think we would have. We would have went right along.
It never registered with me.
We'll take a break, come back, hour 2 after this.
Get up the middle, hit! 1 in! 2 in! Dale Murphy makes it a 7-4 game with a bullet up the middle.
Hey, baseball fans, when's the last time you met a 2-time National League MVP and a 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star? Well, your chance is now, as Pirate Radio is bringing Dale Murphy, legendary Atlanta Brave, to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorships and ticket information's online now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, and there'll be a question and answer session. It's Dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details online now at pr927fm.com.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit. Like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite. Except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet biscuit combo today at Bojangles. It's bow time.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
U.S. Cellular has always believed that connection is the greatest gift of all. That's why we're giving everyone one line for $29.99 a month with unlimited data this holiday season. That's right, one line, unlimited data for just $29.99 a month. That's more than a great deal. That's locally grown connection from U.S. Cellular. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, Hour 2. Refreshed during the timeout. I'm ready to go. Awful segment by me, last segment. Mike P. says, Clip needs to go to the bench, regroup, come back at the next media timeout, which made me think it'd be cool if we had a bench and we had subs that could come in. We don't have that. We got myself, we got Shirley, we got Chandler. But much like basketball, I'm kind of the ball dominant point guard here. If I have a segment like I did last segment and continuously screw up, can't get words right, get people's names wrong, I'm calling for a sub. And whoever wants to step up, take over at point guard can. Shirley, Chandler, whoever wants it, come take it. I will switch seats with you for the remainder of the segment. And you guys will close it out strong. I will come back that next segment. So if at any point I struggle like I did last segment, I'm subbing out. One of y'all are coming in. So be ready when your name is called.
Oh, boy.
That's all I'm telling you. All right. Taylor says nothing. Shirley says, oh, boy. Sounds like they're on board.
Uh-huh.
We'll do that. But you know what? Don't even worry about it because I'm focused. I'm locked in.
Your break management is great.
Break management has been at an all-time high. So some things are going well. Tony Dunn will join us now on the Pirate Radio Live line, C3 podcast. We'll talk Super Bowl. We'll talk Panthers. We'll talk more. Tony, how you doing, man? Right. Does Shirley need to be subbed out?
No, I got him punched up.
Let's get
okay. Oh, boy.
Let's get down to Tony.
Tony, you there?
Tony.
I can hear you now.
Tony, you there? Tony,
you there?
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
It's like, I was going to say this. It sounds like you guys went in and made some locker room adjustments, but then the adjustment was to come in and bring me in. Here, this is a good strategy, Clip. If you've been messing up people's names, you can just dish the ball to someone else who will make more mistakes than you.
You are the perfect guy to come on at this time, and we really appreciate that, Tony Dunn from the C3 podcast. Get your bingo cards ready to see what player's name he'll get wrong today as we talk Super Bowl 57. Give us a Panthers update. Has the staff been filled out? We yesterday, Chandler, I think it was Will Kunkel, something like that. Kunkel from Charlotte Sports Live says that McAdoo, who I called Bob McAdoo, Ben McAdoo,
basketball player,
not returning to the Panthers. And I thought that was a foregone conclusion. I don't know if that was breaking news or not, but do we have a staff filled out? Do we have an offensive coordinator yet on the Carolina Panthers?
No, not yet. The Panthers, all we've heard about is the defensive staff really being put together. So it's just that offensive coordinator who is the last piece of the puzzle. And I'm with you, is that, you know what, it was news to me that it was news McAdoo was being released. Like, I mean, I thought that was just, like you said, a foregone conclusion. No, I think the last name we heard was Jim Bob Cooter, the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I think, there kind of makes me wonder this, is that if they haven't hired someone already, it's potentially the answer to that question playing this weekend somewhere. And some people have speculated maybe Jim Nagy. And let me see if I get his first name right. Now I'm already...
Nope, his name's Matt.
Matt, hey, there you go.
Yep.
There you go. First one, Matt Nagy. And then whoever the Eric Bieniemy, I guess, is another name that could potentially be there or something like that. And I've heard Washington potentially being interested in him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, that's the last part. But I think the good news about that is, like, since Frank Reich is ultimately the offensive, he could be calling plays. Like, I mean, it's just kind of waiting to find and hope it's the right fit to work with him.
Tony asked a question on Twitter earlier today. Panthers fans, what is your ideal offseason? I will flip that question to you and just very brief, like from now until August, what could this Panthers team do to upgrade, player additions, subtractions to make you happy this offseason?
Yeah, I think the obvious answer is to find some solution at the quarterback position. I think that this is not going to make Panthers fans happy ultimately, but I think the solution to that is to get a bridge quarterback for a year and draft a quarterback this year if you can. And I know that fans don't like to hear that because that's what they've been trying to do for the last 4 years. That's what they tried to do for the last 4 years in Indianapolis, but they just failed to draft the guy behind them. So if you do that, you got to really, if you pick a quarterback in the number one spot in the draft, I think, that's just what everybody is expecting. So I think that would give us a little bit of kind of comfort that there is a plan and some direction. For me, I've been looking through all of the free agency lists a little bit, just kind of prematurely. There's going to be a lot of names that hit it still. But instead of looking at a quarterback, I want a free safety. So I've been looking at Jimmy Ward from the 49ers, I think could be a good addition. And then the Chauncey Gardner who's actually playing in the Super Bowl this weekend, who went from the Saints for a contract. And I'm just ready to see a guy flying around in the backfield kind of that allows those corners to play a little bit more without the fear of getting beat over the top, and then, kind of a rangy guy. Jimmy Ward's 30, though, so I don't know exactly if that is getting too old, but at the same time, he played really well at cornerback. When they moved him to the nickel, and he didn't want to play that because I guess safeties get paid more. But, that's just kind of what I'm looking at. So I think it's just continue to build the team and hope that you get the quarterback right.
Chandler, non-quarterback, non-safety, what upgrade would you like to see at a position this offseason for Carolina via free agency or maybe first, second round, whatever in the draft?
I don't know who the person will be, but the upgrade I want to see is, and I loved watching this guy play for 8 years that he was in Carolina, and since he's left, since that unexpected retirement, we haven't seen a middle linebacker who has been able to control the defense and put our defense in a position like Luke Kuechly has. So I would say middle linebacker, get a guy in there. We have Shaq Thompson, who is a veteran guy. He's been there since the 2015 Super Bowl run. But, I want to get a young guy in here that's – and, look, there's not going to be another Luke Kuechly, but I think a position that has not been mentioned yet is middle linebacker, and I think that's one of the most underrated positions where a lot of people I feel like are not looking at to upgrade.
Tony, I was talking to our mutual friend Pat Ryder recently, a professor at ECU, and he is big on analytics and all that stuff and likes to say that running backs don't matter. He also thinks linebackers don't matter. I had this conversation with him because he asked me about what I'd like to see in Washington, and I'm like, man, we haven't had like a good middle linebacker in forever, and I realize it's not as big of a need as a dynamite rush end or a lockdown corner or things like that. But, I mean, Chandler just talked about Kuechly. He asked me this like the day after I saw Fred Warner running 40 yards down the field covering a running back. Like, okay, maybe it's not as big an impact position as it was in 1985 but with Mike Singletary, but I'd still love a good linebacker on my defense, and Chandler says the same there. What do you think?
I think that, it's cliche to say you're only as strong as your weakest link. And so when you might not want to look at like what position only and value of position, but like where do you really need to be strong? And up the center, like up the gut, it seems like if you don't have like a dominant defensive tackle, then you better have a dominant middle linebacker. And then if you don't have either of those, you better have like some dominant safety. And you really kind of just, I think, need the strength up the center. And it's not so much about it being the most valuable position, but when it's weak, it's such a, there's nothing more deflating when a team just runs straight up the middle, and then it just opens everything up. So, like, I can understand what their arguments are about the importance of it, but I think that you have to factor in how much they get paid, right? Is like, how about this? Is I'm sure they would also say that a field goal kicker isn't the most important thing or analytically or something, but man, when they miss that game-winning kick, it sure hurts. So, I think for us as the Panthers just have not been able to stop the run for a long time, it really feels like, we don't know exactly why that is. It got better with Derek Brown this year, but we haven't. You might not need the best linebacker, but you could. All these teams that have really fun defenses always have guys at the linebacker position that are making things happen. And so, and I think tight end is another one for the Carolina Panthers that's still waiting for an answer as you bring up a Luke Kuechly. Do you do this clip for the Commanders? Do you compare every player at every position to the last player you really like there?
Sure.
And so, like, I just feel like it's like I'm always talking about Julius Peppers is the prototypical defensive end. Luke Kuechly, Greg Olsen,
you do that for players that aren't as good as the guy that was in that previous position. You don't do it for the opposite, though. Like this, you just forget about those guys. But yeah, when you have an impact player, you look for the next guy who's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
You brought up tight end, Tony, a name that's being bounced around when it comes to tight ends and free agency is Mike Gesicki. Is that a guy that you would? Is that an upgrade? It's definitely. I feel like anybody really with what we have on the roster is an upgrade. But what do you think about Mike Gesicki?
Well, I think I think Gesicki is just where he goes and what type of scheme he's going to be put into. So it's like almost like a Jimmy Graham type player in a way. And there's a reason. Look, the Miami Dolphins have, I guess, what we think is going to be the heir apparent to the Shanahan genius with I always forget his name, the Dolphins hippie.
Mike McDaniel.
Ever coach. What's his name?
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel. It's like, and he walked in there and put together a really exciting offense to watch, right? You get Tyreek, sure. You got Waddle, yes, very talented. So I just assumed by watching that offense and just seeing it flourish week in and week out, regardless sometimes of not even having a quarterback, that you would expect that Mike Gesicki would really just be balling out, particularly after a year the season before where he did. And now Miami doesn't really want to retain him. They were already worried about how much he was going to cost before. And that makes me wonder, like, and some of the things I've read have said he's just not the best fit for a team that likes to do creative stuff in the run game, right? Because he doesn't put his hand in the dirt. He's not a good blocker at all. So I think that Gesicki is a fit, kind of a fit thing. And if you have an offense where you want your tight end to really predominantly be lining up in the slot as a pass catcher or something to that effect, then that would work. So I don't really know enough about how Frank Reich's going to use that offense because I just look at him more as a receiver, and I think that's what the problem is with him. I wonder, is Dallas Goedert a free agent this year? That's the guy. But, I mean, they would be silly to let him go from Philadelphia.
Tony Dunn joining us here on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday.
I will ask Tony this. New defense coordinator in town, 3-4. How do you feel about this 3-4 defense that we're going to see now? I mean, have you ever seen a 3-4 defense in Carolina? I know I haven't since 2011. And you got to think that Brian Burns is really going to succeed in this type of defense.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Cliff Brock, and I tell you, this is a no-miss hire right here. This is Giro Everham guy or whatever.
Never heard of him.
You know, he is going to come in here and really return Carolina to a top 5 defense. Good question.
This is my conspiracy. We were talking conspiracies earlier. This guy doesn't even really exist, and everybody's just pretending like they know who he is. He's not even a real person.
He was the hot name. He did a lot in Denver with a hurt defense.
Yeah, they were awesome this year
on the other side.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, Chandler, I don't know. Is the one thing I know about a 3-4 defense is every time our offense plays one, it feels like they just mollywomp us. And then every time I've ever seen the Panthers play a 3-4 defense themselves, it feels like we always get mollywomped. So I hope it will work. It sounds cool. Everybody who always tells me that 3-4 defenses are exciting, I think that does make a lot of sense in some ways that, look, it's the defensive ends coming out of college this day and age. It's almost the reverse problem we had about 20 years ago where they were always trying to find defensive ends who could play in a 3-4 who were agile enough and athletic enough, and you couldn't ever do it. Man, I think Quentin Copels type players. And then now they have a hard time finding defensive ends who have the build and the playing style to play a 4-3. So that's the kind of irony of this. But, hey, look, you say Brian Burns, who is that type of defensive end, you would think that a lot of people compare to the Bosa's and the Watts and players like that. I think the name that I would be excited about seeing in that offense, Chandler, would be Frankie Louvu. Like, how would he be like a Hassan Reddick type presence?
Yeah.
And Louvu's the hot name. So, yeah, we'll be interested to see that how that unfolds. And everybody's always just told me it's just personnel dependent.
All right, guys, let's move on. We got to talk Super Bowl. Before we do, looking back at our 2022 predictions, I had hits, I had misses. I was happy with my Niners prediction. I had them in the Super Bowl, came up one game short. I had Niners versus Bills. Bills obviously didn't get the job done. I was happy about my Dolphins pick going to the playoffs. Could have been better with a healthy Tua and made a run perhaps. My misses obviously were Denver was a big miss. I faded Philly. That was mostly out of spite. I had the Cowboys winning the East, which the Cowboys did have a good year, but I undervalued Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, and what they were able to do. So I had some hits, I had some misses. Tony, can you think of any hits or misses you had preseason when it came to NFL predictions for this past year?
I cannot even remember who I picked for the Super Bowl.
I figured.
I have zero idea. I think I was with you. I thought I was really excited to see Denver be competitive. I wasn't ready to pick them to be deep into the Super Bowl territory right away. And I think it was just always, you kind of, it really the AFC just pans out the way you expect it to. Kansas City, Buffalo, who else did we miss? Cincinnati, and then I was
wrong on Cincinnati. I had them missing the playoffs. I had the Ravens winning that division, which
Yeah, so I think the AFC was pretty predictable for most people. You always got to be cautious with the Super Bowl hangover stuff, and the Rams haven't been. They were disappointing this year.
Yeah,
and I think the big surprise for me was how good the Giants were. And even because you called them frauds all year long, I believed you. They
Well, they
were to a degree.
Yeah.
Really hung around and played a respectable end to the season that I didn't really expect. You know, I thought I was just waiting for it always to fall apart. But that was a surprise to me. And the Eagles, man, you knew they were going to be good.
Chandler had the Panthers in the playoffs. You missed that by, what, one game, basically, right, Chandler?
Yeah. I mean, we were that.
Well, I think I picked them winning our division, too.
Yeah.
And not only did I have them win I had them win the division with like 9 games, I think. So they were only a couple games off.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right.
And that's when we got the famous soundbite. Dude.
Who you picking in the Super Bowl, Tony?
I think the Eagles have the best team, but I have trouble picking against Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to go Chiefs. They've been there. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm probably going to secretly be cheering for the Eagles.
Okay, I'm doing the opposite. I am overtly cheering for the Chiefs, and I think the Eagles are going to win. Chandler.
I wonder how the past 2 weeks have treated Patrick Mahomes and his recovery on that ankle, because as we saw in that championship game, that whole second half, he was limping around. So I mean, if he's 100%, hell, if he's 90%, plus money with the Chiefs and underdogs, the Chiefs, I gotta go Chiefs.
Over under 51, Tony.
I think over. And I wanted to ask you, Clip, is why is Vegas kind of fading the Chiefs here in a way? Are they that impressed by the Eagles, or starstruck by like how good their roster is, or are they concerned about Mahomes' injury?
Yes.
Both.
The Eagles roster, and I heard this preseason. I remember when the Eagles beat Washington the first time around, it said, you can do all the coaching in the world, but you look at the Eagles roster versus Washington's roster, and it's not even close. And that was a huge cause for concern for me early in the year in 2022. But no, offensive line, the things people like, things that win football games, offensive line, D-line, the Eagles bolstered that during the middle of the season, getting after the quarterback. Hassan Reddick is like a hired mercenary at this point, Tony. I mean, y'all had it in Carolina where he gets like 1-year deals to go out and be almost Defensive Player of the Year.
Which people are crazy to even have him just for 1 year. Like, just sign him for a good while because, man, he is a playmaker.
And then the emergence of Hurts and what he's been in this offense and his ability not just to run the football. He has proven that he can throw it. And it's kind of crazy, man. Like, Hurts and this offense haven't had to do much in these playoffs. Like, they get these leads and they just kind of sit on them. Like, when's the last time you saw the Eagles in a competitive game? Like, it's been a while.
Yeah, well, actually, the last time you saw it, Gardner Minshew was probably starting.
Right. Yeah. So.
Or the first game Hurts came back.
And I don't know, man. Outside of Kelsey, nobody really scares you offensively for the Chiefs. I don't know.
I think the Chiefs are lulling they're lulling people to sleep a little bit.
Maybe.
I was like, I feel like I'm being duped. I'm being tricked if I just go, oh yeah, Philly's such a better team because Mahomes is Mahomes. But while they don't have the names that have gone crazy as Mahomes, this offense has been as prolific as it ever was in so many ways.
Yeah.
We don't call we just don't say in Tyreek Hill and Juju and all those guys are just guys. But
yeah.
I wonder if the Kadarius Toney's guy is going to have a big game. I just feel like Andy Reid against Philly. Boy, so if Philadelphia loses this, the real storyline is, gosh, how about this? I'll reverse it. If the Chiefs win this, I think the ultimate storyline is Andy Reid, man, just being a super genius.
And how about if the Chiefs lose, Andy Reid is not only under Doug Peterson now, but under Nick Sirianni. And all the good
exactly.
and all the championships he went to, he is behind those two guys on the list. It's crazy to think about. Good stuff, Tony. Thanks for joining us. Tyler on YouTube said, ask Tony if he's found a place to eat tonight. I don't know what that means.
Still working on it. We're heading to Raleigh right now to go to dinner and check out this comedy show.
Cool.
So we're still working on it.
Awesome. All right, Tony, thanks for joining us. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks, guys.
All right. Good stuff. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More
That
to
was
go.
great stuff.
You know what?
I mean, it wasn't good. It was great.
I apologize. I undersold it. That was great stuff.
Yeah. Good is not
Great
good.
stuff.
Good is not good enough.
When we return, Brian North joins us on the other side. We'll talk more Super Bowl. We'll talk college hoops and more. Back with you after this.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when you're working late and happy hour has already started, but you're about to clock out and head over. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Fifth Street Hardware can make your Valentine's night easy and memorable with that special someone. Fifth Street Hardware and Cupid have you covered with a Valentine's Day 4-course dinner. Seating on Valentine's Day night will be at 6 p.m. and 7:30 only. Make your reservations today at Fifth Street Hardware, located on Fifth Street, beside the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more special events and daily specials. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have lunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. For the latest information, check Christie's out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or Christie'sEuropub.com. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint today at Christie's Europub. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Let's continue the Super Bowl talk and talk some college hoops as well with Brian North, who joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. North, how you doing today?
Fair Midland.
Yeah, I hear you. Beautiful day, but I guess the rain's coming, right?
Yeah, I had a bunch of outdoor projects ready to go, but Mother Nature doesn't always like to cooperate with the timeline. But that's okay. No one wants to hear about my problems. So I'll just enjoy this beautiful day.
The only people that like to hear about their problems is themselves, right? But
correct.
That's the way it rolls.
The same people who want to talk about their fantasy football team and how great it was.
Yeah.
How much money they don't make and how hard they work. Those are the people no one wants to hear about.
Boy, that really hit home. Brian North joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Brian, Super Bowl 57 coming up. Great matchup on paper. You've got all the storylines that have been discussed the last 2 weeks. You are a local guy. You look for the local angles. We have a Pirate on the Eagles side. We have a Pirate that left that we claim sometimes and don't other times, Gardner Minshew. And then on the Chiefs side of things, you've got Cornell Powell, who is a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, but will not be playing in the game. So the J.H. Rose superstar. So other than that, Brian, I don't know, who has the local edge? Who do you have a rooting interest in this game?
Yeah, I really was hoping Cornell Powell would somehow get elevated with the injuries, and that would have tipped me over to the Chiefs in a heartbeat just because he's from Eastern North Carolina. But, you know, with Linval, it's a pretty cool story, signing on late in the season and getting a chance to win a second Super Bowl in his career. And he's really been, he and Ndamukong Suh have been a real big part of shoring up that Eagles defense that had a few holes in it. So, yeah, I don't know if I really, outside of that, if I have a rooting interest either way in that. So, but those are the storylines we're following. And, yes, Gardner Minshew is a former ECU football player, like it or not. So if he gets in the game for some reason, that will be a big storyline from our perspective.
Linval Joseph, close to a record, not a record, but had this one at Sports Trivia the other night, Brian. The player who had the longest time span between Super Bowl victories and won a Super Bowl MVP was Ray Lewis when they knocked off the Giants early on and then late in his career when they beat the 49ers. So Linval won one back on February 5th, 2012. And now we'll have a chance to win one here February of 2023. So not quite the Ray Lewis time span, but could he'll be up there on the list, maybe second on the list as far as that goes.
It's still a neat story. The longevity for defensive linemen is not something that really happens a lot.
Yeah.
For a guy like Linval, who I remember him playing running back for the Pirates and scoring a touchdown or two, and was just such a great athlete and had that big bucket head of his, and still remember those days fondly when he was anchoring that great defensive line that Skip Holtz had at ECU. But no, he's had a really great career, and defensive linemen are never going to get a lot of that credit when they're just in there as run stoppers and banging your head on every play. But Linval has really had a great career, and he's still getting those big paychecks here on the back end of it, and really doing it the way you'd like to at the end of your career, part-time, at the end of the season, and play the most fun game.
Yeah, that's a good point too, Brian. How many we've had Pirates in the NFL, how many have left early and it didn't go their way and kind of fade away? Linval could have came back another year, leaves early, and has all that success. We don't see that a lot here for Pirates.
No, it was a great move for him, and that was that great defense, and everybody else was going as well. So it was probably in his best interest to do so, and it worked out well for him, being a draft pick for the Giants and having a nice career with them. And and really having his best statistical years with the Vikings, and then a couple good years with the Chargers. But no, I don't even know if you can count on one hand how many ECU players have left earlier in their career and actually made it work out in the NFL and had even a 5-year career. So, no, he's been the exception to the rule on that one, and that's worked out pretty well for him.
Yes, Keaton Mitchell trying to add to that list. Hopefully he can make an impact at the NFL Combine. Brian North joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Brian, this weekend will be following ECU hoops. They got a tough one coming up on Saturday. Tulane just hung 100 on Cincinnati. Took them overtime to get there, 55 points in the second half. But Ron Hunter's team 9-3 in the AAC. Crushed the Pirates last year down in New Orleans. And talked to Corey Glore earlier this week, our old friend who's doing well. And they've developed quite a fan base, Brian. And part of it's Ron Hunter. The other part is, they're coming off a Cotton Bowl win, that momentum. I mean, you've seen that at places, at institutions, at high schools, whatever, where once that ball gets rolling, everybody kind of reaps the benefits. It seems like the basketball program's doing that right now.
What in the wide world of sports is going on at Tulane, whose basketball and football programs were so bad for the longest time? And now they're doing something right. So something in administration, president, something is going right in New Orleans for them right now, whether it's a good plan and getting the right people in place. But no, athletically, they've kind of figured it out, and they're hitting things when they're hot, especially in their big money revenue sports. So good for them, because I know there's been a lot of lean years into it at Tulane with both their big money football and basketball programs. So interesting to see. Maybe Corey Glore can take credit for it. I'm sure he will. So it's been good for them. And so can they keep it going? Because as we know, when you get hot coaches that we saw a few times in Tulane in football, they don't stick around there long. So it's can you keep replenishing these coaches now when they're doing very well? Brian North joining us, Pirate Radio Live line. Earlier this week, Brian saw Virginia knock off NC State, and it was pretty cool. I was thinking back, my stepson went to see Jaden Gardner in Minges Coliseum as a high school kid playing in the Eastern Regionals, and then years later I saw Terquavion Smith for Farmville Central in Minges playing in a Eastern Final, and we got to see both of those guys on the court the other night. Jaden Gardner, 18 points in the Virginia win over NC State. State's ranked. They lose their first game since getting that ranking, but to a good team on the road. Now they go back on the road to Boston College. And once again, Brian, we're having that conversation. Is this team real? We'll find out and have a little answer on that. Boston College is 6-8 in ACC play, but State should be a road favorite tomorrow at noon. Yeah, and this is the question you asked of NC State. Look, every team's going to lose games. It's how you bounce back from that loss, and you don't let one turn into two. And this is one of those winnable games. UVA is a tough place. A lot of people are going to lose at UVA this year. It's how do you bounce back from that? And a lot of times when you lose to UVA, you get physically beat up and you lose some of your legs from having to play defense longer in the shot clock, and that's some of those residual effects. So how does NC State bounce back? Again, another road game, and that's always tough, playing back-to-back road games, part of 3 of them. So this is a pivotal game for NC State. It's also an early game Saturday, so not quite as much rest going in. But this is one of those games that if NC State really wants to make that jump and be in the upper echelon, this is a must-win game for them because they can't start stacking losses.
Brian, also on Saturday, you've got the number 1 team in the ACC facing the ninth place team in the ACC in Chapel Hill. And if you haven't been following basketball this year, it's not the way you think. Clemson is the top team, and North Carolina reeling right now, coming off a narrow loss to Duke, and then they made it respectable at the end, I guess, against Wake. But Wake took them to the woodshed on Tuesday night. How about Duke, by the way, coming off that North Carolina win? They get blown out by Miami, so I don't know if there's hangover, or I think Miami's pretty darn good. But North Carolina needing to get back on the right track. They got some issues there, Brian. A lot of rumors swirling around about players, and then I guess Armando Bacot said, if you don't want to be here, get out of here. So they got to figure something out quick. They went on that run last year, but they're going the opposite direction right now.
That run last year actually came off of a Wake Forest loss, but that was in January. There's a little less time on the schedule this year for them to do it, but Puff Johnson said that after the game the other night. He goes, this feels eerily similar. We were down after that Wake Forest loss, then they reeled off 17 out of 20 wins to get to the national championship game. And so one of the problems we're seeing here now is that short bench that Hubert Davis doesn't use a lot of his reserves, and I think you're hearing some of the disgruntled players now may not be buying in because they're not getting the results on the back end of that. It's one of the problems. Puck Johnson mentioning that their fast break isn't what it used to be, and they're not getting those easy points. And when North Carolina's winning is when they're running and getting those fast break points, and they haven't had that the last 3 games and those 3 losses. So those are some things we'll try to get back when they play in Chapel Hill. And remember, this is Clemson's first visit since 2020 when they broke that 0 for 59 streak.
Yeah.
So that'll be another storyline in that game going on Saturday. But no, we're going to find out a lot about North Carolina Saturday. And if they get down at all, how do they react? How do fans react? I think this is as pivotal a game as North Carolina's had in a while because they don't have that many, 6-7 games left now in the regular season. So it's getting harder to flip that switch like they thought they were going to be able to. And we're starting again to see some of those disgruntled guys could be poisoning the water a little bit.
Yeah, interesting times for the Triangle teams, and we'll see what happens on Saturday. Big day for ACC Hoops, East Carolina in action against Tulane, and a lot to follow the day before, Super Bowl 57. Brian, I rarely, if ever, talk NBA with you, but LeBron James becomes the all-time leading scorer this week, and LeBron, he's like one of those guys you can't give the MVP to LeBron every year during his prime, so you almost get spoiled by how good he is. But I don't know. We sit here, and that is a major, major milestone, and I don't know. We kind of scoff at it for some reason, the collective we. So what's your take on LeBron becoming the all-time leading scorer in NBA history?
Considering he's never been considered an elite scorer, that's a pretty good deal, right? I mean, I remember when Kareem broke the record. That's how old I am, for one. But Kareem was older and having to stick around because he messed up his finances and was still trying to make paychecks later in his career to build that. But Kareem played well, I believe, into his 40s. And so for LeBron at 38, and I know this is the three-pointer and all those things, but to me it's so impressive because he came in touted as a guy who was a complete player, not a scorer, but yet to have the scoring record, to me, I'm impressed by it because I do believe he's one of the top all-around players of all time up there with, an Oscar Robertson has to be right there. I mean, Michael Jordan is called a scorer, but he was a defensive player of the year a couple of times. He could pass it when he needed to. In fact, some of the biggest wins in Bulls history are when he passed the ball late in the game. So, the debates go on, but I was impressed by it just for the simple fact he has never been touted as a scorer, but he has put up a lot of big numbers throughout his career.
Brian North joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. And Brian, have you seen I just saw it today, I think it was released recently, a trailer for the movie about Nike and Phil Knight and Sonny Vaccaro and them landing Michael Jordan as their big personality when they were trying to get their basketball brand. Have you seen anything about this? The movie looks pretty interesting.
No, I haven't. I've read, the books on it and the articles in the past on it, but I haven't seen anything about the movie yet. It's the sneaker wars are a whole another legendary thing that went on. That when we didn't have the cell phones and the cameras, a lot of this stuff was behind the scenes, and so it is fascinating to look at some of that stuff. Yeah, Matt Damon is in it, and Jason Bateman and others. They didn't really show if I guess somebody's going to play Michael Jordan. They showed in the trailer him visiting, going from Oregon to I guess Wilmington to visit Michael Jordan. So it looks pretty fascinating. I'm looking forward to that. Brian North joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. Brian, I forgot to ask you, which I know you're I don't know, you're not really that much into NASCAR, but you know more than most guests I have on the show about it. Forgot to ask you about California last week, but we will talk Daytona next week. But did you watch any of the race around the Coliseum last Sunday? I did not. It was past my bedtime, and I caught the highlights the next day. And the spectacle of it is really, I still like the idea of it, going to strange places to run around in a tight circle. They had enough wrecks to make people happy and an interesting winner at the end. So, it's cool. I like those little exhibition races. Even though I didn't watch, I'm still interested in it in the lead up, and of course, coming out of it, heading into Daytona. So this will be the peak of my NASCAR interest. Will be this next week or so when we get ready for the Daytona 500. Well, we'll talk to you during that peak. We'll talk Daytona next week. Are you or your wife excited to see Rihanna? Are y'all a big Rihanna household? No, I can't speak for her. She's more Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block. I had to learn from my young coworkers this morning that Rihanna sang some Umbrella song.
Yep.
So I've learned that today. And apparently that came out in 2007 when I was hip and cool. I've never been that music history guy or know that much. Like, I know some people and names and groups, and I know some songs, but I could never put them together very well. In the old days, we used to play the radio game in the car.
Yeah.
Push the preset buttons, and the first one to name the song and the artist and get it right would get a point. And I was horrible at that game. So, yeah.
I am aware of Rihanna, but like at some point, Brian, I like you. It sounds like you just kind of gave up on. Like, I've got enough music that I like. Why do I need this new music? I'm going to stop learning names and songs and everything and just stick with what I know.
Yeah. That's a generational thing, right? There's a threshold we all reach when it comes to music. With our parents, we see it now as we're getting older. I work with younger and older people, and there's a clear demarcation of when your brain gets filled with enough music that you quit.
Yeah.
And so we've got a 65-year-old gentleman who sings nothing but 70 songs, and it's just like music from our teens and 20s, and then we quit. We've had enough. And they were asking me about Rihanna today. I go, I haven't listened to a radio station, a CD, or whatever it is people listen to. I haven't listened to music in at least 15 years. I'm now a talk radio guy when I'm in the car.
Yeah.
So, and Pandora, when I'm playing that, it's all my music from my youth. So, and I'm happy with that. Like, I don't have a desire to learn any new music.
Yep, I'm on the same page with my library, and my brain is full when it comes to the music department. North, have a great weekend, man. Thanks for joining us. We will catch up with you again next week.
All right, Clipper, sounds good, brother. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and I got to guess you're going to make a big old spread now that you're this big foodie guy.
I got to think of something to take to Igo's Super Bowl party. I got to
Igo's party.
Yeah, I like to. It's a little tradition. I got my prop sheet ready to go, so we'll have a good time with that. And hopefully Brett Kennedy is going to be happy around the office next week.
Yeah, we'll see. Get the little Igo gambling. That'll be awesome. Teach little Igo how to make bets.
Teach them young. Thanks, Brian. See you, man.
All right, see you, Clipper.
Brian North joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will take a break, come back, have more for you. We'll do our Monday morning segment next. We're going to do the closeout hour 2 as if we are live Monday morning for our morning listeners. We appreciate you afternoon listeners. We're going to show a little love to our morning folks when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the #1 selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Did you know 1 in 5 Americans use alternative wellness practices? And this number is growing with good reason. Your CBD store empowers modern wellness through premium hemp products. We're the #1 CBD brick and mortar in the world with products for sleep, focus, recovery, and more. Our products are the gold standard in hemp wellness. Your CBD store, Greenville, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, or call 999-5127.
Must be 18 years of age. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
It's important to me that we're able to connect the past, the tradition of East Carolina football, our current roster, and the future of what this program is going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 61,000 followers today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, great to have you here on this Monday morning. Hope you're feeling good, not having a Super Bowl hangover. Yeah, still getting the yawns out here bright and early on this Monday morning.
How you doing this morning?
I'm making it. I'm getting there.
I slept pretty good last night, and I stayed up late for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The day after the Super Bowl really should be a national holiday.
It should.
We should not be here right now.
Should be in bed right now. But a huge Monday it will be coming up later on today. We've got...
Who do we got today?
Pirate Radio Live. Cliff Godwin going to be on the show, along with the players inside the Delcor Players Lounge. So it is baseball week. We made it to baseball week.
Man,
happy!
I can't wait.
Happy baseball week.
It's everyone. Monday today, and before you know it, it'll be Friday, and it'll be opening day for ECU baseball.
And man, some rainy weather this weekend, but good to see that rain is gone.
Now the question is... Well,
what's your question?
The question is, will it be cold or will it not be cold on Friday?
Well,
that's going to be the big question.
Looking at this week's forecast.
On Friday, guess what? Oh, man, temperatures look great. Some rain in the morning, and hopefully that rain will not carry over into the afternoon or evening, but it looks like we're going to have some pretty good temps for Friday.
What's the time for first pitch this Friday?
I believe it is 3 o'clock.
Oh, that's a great time.
perfect.
That was one of my favorite times.
3 o'clock is my favorite time because that's when we start PRL today and every day, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6.
That is correct. It is at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. That's not my favorite time.
No, second favorite time. But yeah, Super Bowl was great. I don't want to talk about the game from last night per se. The food was great.
Food was great. Had a good time with friends.
Yeah, friends.
Watched the big game.
Yeah. What was like? Can you believe that one play though?
I know that one play was crazy.
That was nuts.
And the halftime show.
Oh, it was. It was.
It was. There was one.
Yeah, there was.
There was one, and there was a game.
Yep, that was a game.
And man, and that touchdown.
Which one? The one.
The one I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that they were gonna call that back.
I know, and they didn't.
No.
Wow.
And congratulations on winning most of your prop bets too.
Sure. Yeah. Won some, lost some.
I don't like to talk about my bets pre or post, whether I win or lose.
Yeah, but going 50-50 is not
but
too bad.
I enjoyed that yesterday and enjoying keeping up with my prop bets and stuff. But
it just adds an extra layer to the game.
Yeah, kind of crazy though. The winning coach from last night and his affiliation with the Eagles.
I also heard that you overate at Mr. Igo's party.
Always happens. Always overeat.
Yeah, you almost went into a food coma there in the fourth quarter.
I'm not full, so I'm going to keep eating. Well, that's the problem. You got to have your body and mind sync up that, hey, you've had enough, Buster.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with that because Erica may one day get back at you for all those little side comments about cutting hair.
We got along great last night.
Great, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you don't have it pulled up, but look, I'm on a sports hangover. Had the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, what do we have on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard coming up tonight in basketball?
Oh yeah, good night of college hoops coming up tonight on this Monday, Big Monday, as it used to be called when I was growing up, with the Big East having games on Big Monday and the Big 8 at the time.
Now we can really officially kind of really focus and hone in on college basketball.
That's right. Miami, the U, is at North Carolina. Texas at Texas Tech. West Virginia at Baylor. Great Monday of hoops. And let me wish my daughter, Lily, happy birthday.
Oh, wait. How old is she now? Uh-oh. Was I supposed to not know that?
14.
14.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yep.
Dude.
Her birthday's the day? On Monday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Happy birthday today.
See, it was a Friday the 13th, baby.
Ooh.
And now a Monday the 13th, baby.
Wow.
What's worse,
She's
Friday
gonna
the
be driving
13th or
next
Monday
year.
the 13th?
Yeah.
Friday.
Yep. Shares a birthday with Mike Krzyzewski, former Duke coach.
I share a birthday with Eddie George.
I don't even know who I share a birthday with.
Well, let's take a break and find out.
Sure.
Everybody, have a great Monday.
All right, have a great
and
Monday,
we'll be
guys.
back with you and talk as if it's Friday's live show.
Which is so weird,
but
because today's Monday.
It's great to talk to you Monday morning, people. We're back to our Friday afternoon, folks, when we return after this.
High and deep to right field. This could be number 300, and it is for Dale Murphy.
Hey, sports fans, one of the most beloved athletes ever to play for the Atlanta Braves, Dale Murphy, is coming to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorship and ticket information to a dinner with Dale Murphy is available now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, resilience, integrity, and more. It's a dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details available now at pr927fm.com.
Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire. Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Mike Schwartz. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. They also provide urgent orthopedic care on the weekends. For experienced and professional services, call the folks at Orthopedics East at 757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the game day pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the game day pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Hey, welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live. Welcome back. Chandler saw something you may be interested in. The Down East Wood Dogs tweeted out today that they are looking for national anthem performers at Wood Dogs games this year. You send your recording to an email, and it must be a cappella, 90 seconds or less, and recorded between 2021 and 23. So I know that's something you're interested in. Maybe you could send in your demo.
Yeah. Why not? Why did you think of me?
Because it was not either yesterday or the day before you said we should sing the national anthem at an ECU basketball game.
Well, how about you do it with me?
Do you not recall that conversation?
No, I do now, but how about we both do it?
How about no?
All right.
Funny comment from Johnny R.
Johnny
our
R.
stats guy.
J-Rob.
We were last segment. We were doing it as if we were live here on a Monday morning.
Johnny Stats.
Johnny Stats said, "I was really enjoying last night's Super Bowl until the spanakopita ran out." Beautiful callback from Thursday's show, where Troy D talked about his love of spanakopita, a must-have at all Super Bowl parties. Josh said, "Where did Chandler watch the game? Where'd you watch the Super Bowl, Chandler?"
I watched it back at my house.
All right, good deal. Let's do some Super Bowl props, shall we?
Let's do it.
Sure. By the way, Jeff Comper is on line one.
Oh, is he? Hey, Jeff.
Jeff, you okay?
Name that sound.
Jeff, you there?
Let's talk to Morgan Ahlers instead. Hey, Morgan.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much. We can't do prop bets without Morgan Ahlers. I was going to see if Shirley and Chandler wanted to be a part of this as well, but Chandler has taken off his headphones and cut off the mic and leaned back in his chair.
And I'm back.
Okay, you want to be in?
I'm in.
All right.
I might have to leave because I know there's a listener coming to pick up his prize any minute now, so I might have to leave for a brief moment.
You're the real prize, Chandler.
Oh, thanks.
Morgan used to do this on the Extra Point, and we're going to bring that over to this show, and I'm going to keep our answers and see how we did, and we'll recap it next Friday. So you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
Are you familiar with Chris?
Have not looked at it, have not studied it. This is all coming off the top of the brain.
Off the big dome of Morgan Ahlers. Are you familiar with Chris Stapleton?
Yes, I am.
All right. Will his national anthem go over or under 1 minute and 59 seconds?
Over.
Morgan's down for over. Chandler.
He's a slow singer. Give me over.
All right, I'm just going to ride the wave here. Morgan said it with authority. Chandler agrees. He also is aware of him, so I'm going to go over as well. Chandler, with a coin toss, land on heads or tails?
You bet with your head. Give me heads.
All right, Morgan.
I'm a tails kind of guy.
All right. Come on.
I'm going to go heads.
Hey-oh.
Will the opening kickoff be a touchback? I'm going to say yes. Chandler.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
All right. We're all on yes there. Will the first offensive play of the game be a run or a pass attempt slash sack? Morgan.
Pass.
Okay. Chandler.
I'm going to go pass.
All right. I'm going to just be different and say run. Well, let's see. Will the first pass of the game be complete or incomplete? Morgan.
Complete.
I'm going to say complete. Chandler.
Complete.
Will the first turnover of the game be a fumble or an interception? I'm going to say interception. Chandler. Are you multitasking? Are you busy over there, buddy?
I'm going to fill out the paper, and I'm actually going to keep up with it. Can I take one of your papers?
Sure.
I'm going to go with a fumble.
All
I'm
right.
going to specifically say a strip sack.
All right, Morgan.
Fumble.
Fumble. Will the first penalty of the game, not counting special teams, be by the offense or the defense? Morgan.
Holding. Offense.
Okay.
72.
Oh, calling out the number. Chandler.
I'm going to go offense. False start.
False start. All right. I'm going to go PI. I'm going to go defense. Ooh. Will the first points on the board of the Super Bowl, Chandler? I think you're...
all right, I'll be right there.
Your guys here. Will it be a touchdown or field goal? Morgan.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. I'm going to say touchdown as well. Will the first commercial after kickoff be beverage, automobile, or other? What do you got, Morgan?
I'm going to say beverage.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you there and say Beverage.
What about Chandler? It doesn't matter what Chandler thinks.
All right, Shirley's filling in for Chandler while he's out. Shirley.
Yes, sir.
Will the first offensive score of Super Bowl 57 be a touchdown or a field goal?
I am going to say field goal.
Shirley, will the first commercial after kickoff be beverage, automobile, or other?
Beverage.
Okay. And Chandler's back.
I'm thinking it's going to be like a Bud Light commercial.
A burr. Total points scored in the first half, Chandler, over or under 24.5?
I'm going to go with, I'm going to go under.
I am as well. I think they're going to start scoring in the second half. Morgan, how about you?
I'm going to say under, and I agree with you. I think the third quarter is going to be a big third quarter.
All right. What song will Rihanna sing first? Diamonds, Don't Stop the Music, We Found Love, Lift Me Up, Umbrella, or other? Morgan.
Don't Stop the Music.
That's what I'm saying as well. Chandler.
Lift me up.
All right. Well,
you can't start a Super Bowl show on that song.
I agree.
That's what I said.
Come on, Smokey, pick it up.
I mean, I think that she's going to have a tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
She'll sing it, but they're not going to do that. Hey, let's go to the Super Bowl party. Here's Rihanna. And come on, man.
Please don't stop the music.
All
music.
right. We'll see you on Sunday.
Well, the first drive of the second half crossed the 50-yard line. Chandler.
Yes.
All right, Morgan.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I missed you. Broke up.
The first drive of the second half, will it cross the 50-yard line?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to say yes as well. Patrick Mahomes passing yards, Morgan, over, under 292.5.
I'm going to say under, but I think it's going to be real close.
Chandler.
I'm going to go under as well. What?
I am too.
All right.
Jalen Hurts rushing yards, over, under 49.5. I'm going to go over. Chandler.
I'm going to go under.
All right, Morgan.
I'm going over.
All right. Travis Kelce catches, over, under 7.5. Chandler.
Over.
Morgan.
Over.
I'm going way over.
I think he's going to be over 7.5 in the first half.
Yeah, I could see that. A.J. Brown, receiving yards, over, under 71.5. Morgan.
I'm going to go over. I think they're going to be able to move the ball in Kansas City.
All right, Chandler.
I'm going to go over.
I am too. How many combined quarterback sacks will there be in the game? Over, under 5.5. Chandler.
Son Reddick, he might have at least 3. I'm going to go over. I think quarterbacks are going to get sacked pretty often.
Morgan.
Under.
I'm going under just because this is a popular one this week. A lot of people saying over, so I'm just going against the grain and going under here. Longest touchdown scored in the game. This could be offensive, defensive, special teams. Over, under 41.5 yards. Morgan, what do you got?
Over.
Okay. Chandler.
I could see a long Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown touchdown.
Okay.
Over.
I'm going to be different and take the under there. Largest lead by either team in the game, over, under 14.5. Chandler.
I'm going to go under. I think it's going to stay close.
All right, Morgan.
I'm going to go under.
Both of y'all went under. I'm going to go over. Will there be a lead change in the second half? Yes or no, Chandler?
I'm going to go yes.
All right. Morgan?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say no. How many touchdowns will the teams combine for in the game? Over, under 5.5. I'm going to go over. Morgan?
Over.
Chandler?
I'll go against the grain. I'll go under.
All right. Who will be named Super Bowl MVP? Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, or other? Chandler?
I'm going to go other.
Ooh, okay. Morgan?
Other.
Ooh. I'll go Jalen Hurts. Who will win the game, Eagles or Chiefs?
I'm going to go Chiefs.
Morgan.
Eagles. Let me clarify. I'm going to pick the Eagles because we're picking here because that's, you got to pick one or the other. If Mahomes comes out and his ankle isn't 100% by the end of the game, the Eagles will win. If his ankle's 100% of the game, the Chiefs will win. I don't think his ankle's going to be 100%. I'm going with the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are going to win. I hope they don't. I'll take the Eagles. What color will the Gatorade shower be? What color will the liquid be? Lemon lime, orange, blue, red/pink, purple. Chandler, what do you got?
I'm going to go. Who was it that had the stat? Oh, I think it was Eddie King on Tuesday. I'm going to go blue.
Okay. I think he said purple, but all right. Morgan.
I'm going with whatever color is the lightest color that you just mentioned.
Lemon lime?
Yeah, that'll work.
That is the favorite. I'm going to go orange. Let's go orange, so we'll all be different. All right, Morgan, that's all I got. We're done.
That's all I got.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. It should be a good game. Hopefully it will be.
Good matchup.
What's your plan, Morgan?
One or the other. One, I'm either going to stay home and watch it with Sandra, or we're going to go out and watch it somewhere. I haven't decided yet.
All right, to be determined.
More than likely leaning 50-50, one or the other.
Morgan, we talked last Friday about how you got to be there doing PA, good times, bad times, struggle bus, or great shooting. Last Saturday was about the funnest game in Minges I can remember. That had to be a fun one for you.
How do you go? It's like we talked about in the NFL. How do you go from one extreme to the other?
I know. They hit every three they put up just about the other day.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. The guys had fun. They were into it. They played great defense, and hopefully they can continue to work on that tomorrow when they play Tulane and come back here against Cincinnati on Wednesday.
Morgan, good stuff. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll grade our papers next week and talk more with you. Appreciate it, man.
Sounds great. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the game.
There is Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Tell you what.
Tell me something.
Super Bowl coming up. Baseball season coming up.
You need something.
Great time to enjoy a Bud Light. And we're going to give away 15 of those bad boys right now.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Josh Thomas has called his shot. Can he win it, or will somebody snake the prize away from him? We will find out. We're going to do 12, Shirley. Caller 12 at 317-1250. Bud Light on the line on a free beer Friday can be yours. Back with you after this.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like marinated oven roasted chicken tossed in our new hot lemon pepper sauce, kind of better. And now you can find them on the Papa Pairings menu. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each, only from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Are you one of the estimated 17 million people in the U.S. suffering from dry eye disorders that are not resolved using over-the-counter or prescription eye drops? Ask ArcPoint Labs about Serum Tears, a natural dry eye solution. At ArcPoint Labs, Serum Tears are tailor-made for you from a quick blood draw, providing a sterile and natural option to help those with dry eye conditions. Contact your ophthalmologist or optometrist for a prescription or contact ArcPoint Labs to help you find one. Visit ArcPoint Labs' new location on Dixon Avenue near the intersection of Arlington Boulevard or schedule online at arcpointlabs.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Bud Light was proved to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 five-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese, biscuits, and country food around. And they're open every day and have two locations, one in Bethel on Highway 11 and the other in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. And congratulations to Bobby Raspberry of Greenville. Picked up the free beer on Free Beer Friday. Free Beer Friday is brought to you by Bud Light. Every day, especially game day, is better with an ice-cold Bud Light. Pick up some today at your favorite retailer. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989 and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. Now back to the show. Here's Clip.
All right, the Raz. Bobby Raspberry with a big win on a Friday, which means Josh Thomas did not win. Josh says on Facebook, I was caller number 8. He said, if somebody feels so led to donate some Bud Light to the cause, I'll be in the jungle all next weekend. So
I don't think Bobby's giving that up.
Josh, good effort, not good enough here on a Friday, unfortunately. All right, Pirate Hoops tomorrow.
Bam, 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 bam.
I am not confident heading into tomorrow.
Rightfully so.
What's your confidence level, 1 to 10? ECU goes into Tulane and gets a road win.
Thinking back on last year's trip to New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Pirates coming off of a win at home.
Yeah.
Had a
week off.
Literally a week off.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I feel a lot better than I did a couple of weeks ago when the Pirates were playing very sloppy basketball. But We saw great basketball, great shooting, great free throw shooting on last Saturday. We've seen them go on the road this year and be successful. Now, granted, that was the first road trip of the year. That was, you have to go back at New Year's to Wichita State, but why not do it again? And but I mean, that Tulane environment has grown over the years, as Jeff Charles mentions it every time he talks about Tulane basketball. In that I think he calls it a bandbox. So the crowd could be a factor tomorrow, but I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give you this. My confidence is about a 6.
That's crazy, and that's you're a Pirate.
You know what? You know why I say 6, Clip? Because I'm a Pirate.
That you are. Shirley, let's hear what Mike Schwartz had to say before he and the team left town for NOLA.
Been a good week of practice since the SMU game. You know, obviously this time of year it's good to get a few days, and we were able to focus on ourselves as well as obviously moving into a very, very challenging road trip against a really hot team, one of the very best teams in this conference, and playing Tulane. They've won 4 games in a row, so we know what kind of great challenge it's going to be for us tomorrow.
They're, 3-headed monster, like probably as good as anybody in the country. So just what type of challenge does that present?
Obviously, they're just all dynamic scorers, and it's more than just those 3 guys, but those 3 in particular, and they do it just when you talk about point guard, wing, post. And he's so versatile in the post. So just going to be a challenge, and they're such good one-on-one scorers as well. Like, it's not just out of their system in terms of, using, coming off-ball screens or playing out of a system. Like, when the clock gets low, they can go get it on their own. Early in the shot clock in transition, they're as good as anybody there is probably in the country. I mean, they're a top 10 pace team in the country. So anytime you got 3 guys that can score early in the clock, late in the clock, and out of their offense, I mean, obviously it's a great challenge for you defensively.
You guys are close to a top 30 team in offensive rebounding, I think 2nd in the conference. Is that like a focus of yours, or is it just like a product of how you guys play? I mean, I'm sure it's more difficult than like defensive rebounding.
I think there's 2 components there. The positive is, yes, we focus on it quite a bit. We try, we focus on it. We've had different schemes in terms of how many guys we send to the glass with different games. I mean, we've done different things. And there's been games that it's hurt us in transition. You look back to that Wichita State game at home. We were really aggressive going to the glass. They really hurt us in transition. So it's worked both ways. But kind of the unfortunate piece of that is sometimes you're a really good offensive rebounding team because you don't shoot the ball as well as, so there's more misses. So, there's been games we've shot it well and rebounded it well. But I, over the course of the years, as I've watched teams, and you watch teams that are kind of trying to build, offensive rebounding is something that, sometimes the game starts when the ball goes up. Because maybe you can't count on saying, hey, we're just going to shoot the ball 50% every game. And we've had a few good games like that, shooting, and I really do believe we're a good shooting team, but you can control going to the offensive glass. Sometimes even a great shooting team doesn't shoot the ball well on any given night, but you can control your scheme trying to be aggressive on the glass. And then the last part is, I think we got some really good rebounders naturally. Brandon Johnson is a very good rebounder. Ezra is getting there as a great rebounder in the front court. And then guys like R.J. Felton, Ben Biella, they rebound really well. And Javon Small, when he was there, he was rebounding well. So it's kind of a combination of everything.
What is a great game for you out of Brandon? He can do so many different things for you. So, what is it like? Does it depend on the opponent, or, do you just kind of...
No, I don't think it's a depend on the opponent type thing for Brandon. Brandon is a absolute leader on this team. Brandon is an absolute guy that we count on. He's a frontline guy for us in every which way. Offense, defense, playing in the post, playing in the mid-range, and keeping the floor spaced out, and obviously rebounding. So Brandon has been consistent all year. So when you say a good game for Brandon, we put a lot on Brandon's plate. He plays 35-plus minutes a game as well. So we have whatever Brandon does, Brandon knows his role. The guys, most importantly, know what Brandon's role is. All we want Brandon to do, you say, what is a good game? Stay aggressive. Stay aggressive on offense, stay aggressive on defense, stay aggressive rebounding the basketball, and there's no reason for him ever to not be aggressive. And Brandon's done that, and that's why we ultimate confidence in him.
Jaden playing the vast majority of the last game at the point, is that something you want to see going forward? Is it more of a game-to-game type deal, how it unfolds?
Probably everything is game to game with our team right now because our rotation is what it is in terms of losing some guys. But absolutely, and there were games early in the year where Jaden was playing behind Javon at the point. He might have been starting at the 2 or the 3 or the 4 like he did early in the season. But when Javon went out of the game, Jaden came in and played the point some along with Caleb. So, and again, we've talked about when we brought Jaden here, when Jaden came to ECU, playing the point and being a secondary ball handler was something that was definitely in the in the vision. But absolutely, he'll play a lot of point guard going down the stretch. But I think like anybody, if he's having success somewhere else or he may be struggling at a certain point, we have to find ways to move guys around. But yeah, absolutely, Jaden will have the ball in his hands quite a bit.
How big was it for you guys to have this week coming off a win, at this point in the season?
It was big, whether win or loss, whatever the SMU game results had been. It was big to have this week academically to allow the guys to really get back. Because this time of year, you're traveling quite a bit, and we've had a couple road stretches, just like we're getting ready to go on right now. And then next week, we go back on the road for 2 in a row. And 3 of our next 4 games are on the road. So anytime you get a week like this where the guys can hone in academically, then they get to hone in on their bodies physically, mentally, kind of get, recharged a little bit. And the biggest thing is we get to focus on ourselves for a couple of days as opposed to just going right to the next opponent. A lot of time you play a game, win or lose on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you're right back on an opponent for a Tuesday, Wednesday game. We had a chance at least in those 2 or 3 days to look at, hey, where do we need to try and be better as we moved into the latter part of the week and moved to one of the very best teams in this league, Tulane, in scouting-wise.
Has Javon been able to make any progress as far as getting on the court, doing anything?
Yeah, I think he's back in doing stuff on the treadmill. He's doing stuff shooting. As far as what that means on when he's back available to be clear to play live, no answer on that yet. But he's definitely making progress, and our training staff and strength and conditioning staff doing an incredible job. And he's working every day. He's in great spirits. The biggest thing is Javon has also really done a great job being a vocal leader for this team during practice, during games, in the locker room. He has been, and that's big for him. And he's made a huge impact, and just proud of him because he's with us every step of the way, even though he's obviously not on the court right now.
Sometimes it might be hard for players who aren't playing to have that impact. I mean, is that natural for him to be able to do that? Or?
It's my first time going through it with him, so I don't know if it's natural. I know that he's doing a great job with it, and what I do know is as a point guard and someone that is a sure shot leader on this team and somebody that the coaching staff and his teammates have the ultimate confidence in, we can't wait till he's back with us, that it just is another level, another layer he is adding to his game and to who he is as a person. Because it isn't just about putting the ball in the basket or having good numbers or, it's so much more than that, particularly as a point guard. And he's doing it, and I think this is going to help him moving forward.
Like, is he getting a good, when he's on the bench, is he getting a good look, almost like coach's type of view, and he's kind of watching the game?
I think so. I think we've talked about it, and I think any time you see the game through a little bit of a different lens, because he knows he's not going to be in the game that game. He knows during practice, all right, I'm not practicing today. So I think you always see something a little differently. You've always heard players talk about that when they've got injured. They see things from a little bit of a different lens, and I think this lens is going to really be a positive for him.
Mike Schwartz earlier today before the team headed out of town, and it'll be ECU Tulane ESPN Plus Saturday at 2 o'clock. Also in the American on Saturday, Tulsa at UCF and South Florida at Cincinnati. Those are the games on Saturday. Super Bowl Sunday, Temple will be at Memphis at noon. That'll be a good one on ESPN2. SMU at Wichita State at 4 o'clock on ESPN. Looking at tonight, top 25 action. The only game involving top 25 teams tonight will be Xavier taking on Butler. On Saturday, some Big 12 action, West Virginia and Texas. NC State, important game for them on the road at Boston College. Kansas will be at Oklahoma. Duke at Virginia. Baylor and TCU in the Big 12 will do battle at 4 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be Oklahoma State at Iowa State. Pretty much right now, you've got everybody but Texas Tech and Oklahoma slated to make the NCAA tournament from the Big 12. That's how good of a year the Big 12's having in basketball. Also on Saturday, UCLA at Oregon, ESPN at 10 o'clock. and BYU Gonzaga 10 o'clock on the Deuce on a Saturday. So college hoops going on. Shirley, can we get an update on softball? Do you have one right now for us?
Yes,
On the Buccaneer Music Hall
they are in the
scoreboard
top of the sixth.
The Buck.
Okay.
The Buck.
They're heading into the bottom of the sixth inning. Virginia Tech has a 4-2 lead over East Carolina right now. So they were tied at 2, and then Virginia Tech tacked on a couple of runs in the fifth. Right now, unfortunately for East Carolina, they're facing a really, really good pitcher with Virginia Tech, Lindsey Grind, who has a .58 ERA. So she is pitching very well. So
Just grinding it out.
Yeah, East Carolina only has 1 hit in the entire game so far. So, but they did manage to scratch off 2 runs. So we'll see what happens in the bottom of the sixth inning. They're coming up. Joey Fatante coming up to the plate for the Pirates.
Hey, Fatante!
Fatante!
What are you doing over here?
I love saying her last name, Fatante.
Fatante. All right. Pirates 2-1 on the early season, and right now trailing 4-2 in that one to Virginia Tech. Let's take on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck.
The Buck.
Let's take a break. We'll come back, talk to Greenie, Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show. A big weekend for him. He's going to Clemson UNC basketball. He's following the Waste Management, and we got the Super Bowl. Great sports weekend. We'll talk about it with Mark Greenhalgh when we return after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our #1 goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted #1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
U.S. Cellular has always believed that connection is the greatest gift of all. That's why we're giving everyone 1 line for $29.99 a month with unlimited data this holiday season. That's right, 1 line, unlimited data for just $29.99 a month. That's more than a great deal. That's locally grown connection from U.S. Cellular. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey, Clip, kickoff's in an hour. Have you got the wings yet?
Oh, we got plenty of time. I'll call it in right now.
How can I help you? Yeah, I'd like to place an order. Can I get 40 traditional wings, extra ranch? Sorry, too late. We're backed up. Try again next year. Oh, man.
Don't be like Clip. Pre-order today by visiting wingsover.com. Wings Over Greenville has over 20 different flavors to choose from that are sure to be a touchdown every time. Pair those wings with a side of waffle fries or garlic parm tater tots. Don't miss out. Pre-order today by visiting wingsover.com. Wings Over on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wings Over.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, you can watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live. Go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and subscribe today. Watch Pirate Radio Live Monday through Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. And, of course, the Bud Light pregame tailgate and the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter on game days. Just go to YouTube, search Pirate Radio TV, and click on that subscribe button. And while you're at it, click the like button as well. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's a clip.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Super Bowl 57 can be heard right here on Pirate Radio. Chiefs and Eagles. Looking forward to it. Coming up, we'll talk about that and more right now with Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show. He joins us here on Pirate Radio to get you ready for the weekend. Greeny, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Cliff, how you doing?
Doing great. Awesome sports weekend. We got some football, some hoops to talk about with you, along with the golf, and a lot going on in the golf world as well, including what's going on right now at the Waste Management, one of the, I guess, known as the, wildest tournament on the tour, Greeny. So what are the storylines here, day 2 of the Phoenix Open?
Well, a little weather yesterday, unseasonably cold out in the southwest. So they had a frost delay yesterday. And then after they got out playing, it was some brutally windy conditions out there. So the scores were not all that great for guys that went out yesterday morning, so hopefully those guys can take a little more advantage this afternoon. So they are running behind. It's going to be close. I think the tee times were about an hour and 45 minutes delayed today as we were finishing out round number 1. So kind of touch and go to see if we'll finish all 36 holes for these guys by this evening out in the Phoenix area. So definitely keep an eye on that. But of course, Cliff, there's always the biggest news in golf that one player has announced that he's going to play in his own tournament next week. Woods is playing in a PGA Tour event for the first time since 2020. Now, he's played major championships, but this is the first regular tour event since 2020.
Yep, that was going to be my next point that I brought up. Tiger Woods playing. Where is that tournament next week, Greeny?
That is the Genesis Invitational, which is out in L.A., and it is the golf tournament that Tiger Woods has played in the most and never won. He has one second-place finish in that thing, but traditionally it has not been a good golf course for him out of Riviera, even though he loves it.
Interesting. So keep that in mind next week. Tiger back on the course, Waste Management going on this weekend. And Greeny, along with all of that, out in Arizona, you've got the Super Bowl going on as well, Chiefs and Eagles. And Greeny, you're a Pats fan, so I don't know if you have can't find a rooting interest here. Do you have a gambling interest, anything you're interested in regarding Super Bowl 57 on Sunday?
Man, I don't know. The Eagles minus 1.5 for some reason just seems right to me. I mean, everybody has anointed Patrick Mahomes as the next GOAT to Tom Brady, and you haven't really dominated like you should if you're going to be the next GOAT. It's like you keep seeing people say that, hey, when you win 4 Super Bowls in 7 years, give us a call, and then we'll put you into that conversation. So it's one of those things where you got to think that a little bit of pressure is starting to come on Patrick Mahomes because he's only got the one Super Bowl. Does he end up, Aaron Rodgers style? Some of the great quarterbacks still only have one Super Bowl win. So you start having that conversation if the Eagles win this one. And, you gotta like the Eagles. I mean, you got to think that they're going to dominate on both lines, on both sides of the football. And we all know that seems to be what wins in the trenches when you get to Super Bowl time. So we'll see how it plays out.
Greeny, you got any prop bets? You doing squares? Any additional fun entertainment involved in the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Well, Cliff, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw the thing that the team that has won the toss like the last 10 years has lost the Super Bowl. It has to be the biggest prop bet right now, right? If you win the coin toss, you lose the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, is there a prop bet where you can put money on the coin toss loser to win the Super Bowl?
There probably is. If not, you'll just have to get in and bet live right after the coin toss and go ahead and get ready to collect. So there's a little tidbit from Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us, talking golf, talking football, and some hoops. Greeny's, you still planning on watching some live basketball in Chapel Hill tomorrow?
Yeah, 2 o'clock. I got to do the show, and then I've got to get home, grab my 6-year-old, head up to meet his cousin and his cousin's friend, and all 4 of us are going to Chapel Hill. And just remember that Clemson has not lost in Chapel Hill. For not winning in Chapel Hill. They've not lost in Chapel Hill in almost 3 years now.
There you go. They're the new streak. Forget that old streak. Clemson in charge, and they're still on top of the ACC. Lost one to Miami last week, but Clemson still in first place in the ACC. And boy, North Carolina reeling right now. Greeny coming off the Duke loss. The Wake Forest put up a ton of points against them, so you might be getting them at a good time here.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 4 losses in a row if Clemson happens to beat them, although, Clemson is reeling. They've lost 3 of their last 6 in the ACC, and they're unranked, leading the ACC and unranked. So go figure, right?
Yeah, all about the name for a lot of these things. Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Greeny, a ton going on, as we said. So what will you guys be talking about coming up on the Golf Shop Radio Show on Saturday?
Well, we will talk to Bill Bender of the Sporting News about all things Super Bowl and college basketball. We are also going to check in with one of our affiliates. We're on out in the Phoenix area, so we're going to check in with 1580 fan Steve McCollum out there in Phoenix and see how big of a hype weekend this is with the Waste Management going on with their as a designated event with the great field that they have. The Super Bowl teeing off right after we wrap up out at the Waste Management. So we'll check in on all things going on in Phoenix. And then we have a couple of products that we're going to talk about from the PGA Merchandise Show. We're going to talk about a spray that lets you see where you're hitting the ball on your club face, as well as a golf club that you don't need to swing, that you can hit it up to 225 yards. So check out that on Saturday morning.
Greeny, good stuff. Good luck to your Tigers. Enjoy that trip to Chapel Hill, and we'll check in with you again next week.
All right, thanks a lot, Cliff. Have a good one.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, coming your way Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. Chandler Honeycutt is manning both production desks at the moment, audio and video. So we're going to see if he can successfully take us to this break. He is now switching back into his video chair, and nothing is happening. Now Shirley is returning to send us to the break. Now Shirley and Chandler are arguing in Studio B. We'll take a time out, come back, and have more for you. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttech@greenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Well hit to center. Let's watch that one. How far will it go? Wow, Murphy.
Hey, baseball fans, when's the last time you met a 2-time National League MVP and a 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star? Well, your chance is now, as Pirate Radio is bringing Dale Murphy, legendary Atlanta Brave, to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorships and ticket information's online now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, and there'll be a question and answer session. It's Dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details online now at pr927fm.com.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Love is in the air at your CBD store. Enjoy in-store Valentine's bundles to mix and match the perfect pair for body and mind. Our CBD is award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store, Greenville. Make your CBD store your go-to spot for natural sleep, recovery, and overall wellness. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, and call ahead for pickup at 999-5127.
Must be 18 years of age. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The winter sale is in full swing at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. All sale merchandise has been reduced to one-half price, just in time for Valentine's Day. There's no better way to say I love you than with a beautiful gift from Russell's. The selection is good and the prices are great. Or perhaps you'd rather select from our new spring arrivals. That includes beautiful jewelry from Julie Voss, E. Newton, and Brackish. Valentine's Day, Russell's Clothing and the Pirate Nation, a winning combination for creating smiles.
Go Pirates!
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org / for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com / licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dow closed out the week on a good note. They were up 169 points at 33,869. NASDAQ dropped 71 points, however. Finished out the week at 11,718. The S&P was up 8 points at 4,090. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Flip.
All right, if you're like Morgan Ahlers and not sure if you're going to chill at the house or maybe go somewhere for the Super Bowl, here's an idea for you. How about the Buccaneer Music Hall having the biggest Super Bowl party of the year this Sunday? You can join the fun at the Buck with the biggest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 15 more big screens. The Buck will be having giveaways all day and night long with food and the coldest beer in Eastern North Carolina. Get bucked up. Super Bowl, Buccaneer Music Hall this Sunday. Chiefs Eagles.
Get bucked up.
Like
I did last Friday night.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What was going on?
Jake Sutton was playing, and saw a loyal listener, Kenny Curlins, and his wife there, and but had a good time over at the Buck. You can too this Sunday, Super Bowl, Chiefs Eagles.
What's Jake Sutton playing?
Country music.
Country music.
Some popular hits, and then he plays some of his hits.
What are the popular hits?
Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen.
Should have been a cowboy.
Should have been a cowboy. I sure did learn to rope and ride.
I would not hate going to a Toby Keith concert if he played his 90s hits. Or even...
I want to talk about me.
Even those, yeah.
I want to talk about...
We've talked about a lot of different topics on the show. A lot of country on Tuesday with Bryce. A lot of food, specifically soup, Wednesday with P. Mace.
Whatever that dip is that Troy likes.
Spinacopia.
I just want to say cornucopia for some reason.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, we talked about ayahuasca.
So we we focus on ECU athletics, but we can tend to go off on other topics as well.
But I think that's the joy of this show.
We're not one-trick ponies here. We're like 3 or 4 trick ponies.
We can cover the gamut when it comes to certain topics.
It's another phrase I'm curious about, one-trick pony. So were there like trick ponies back in the day? And some of the ponies only have one trick where other ponies would have more?
Multiple.
Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what
there was. The popular amount of ponies had a lot of tricks up their sleeves.
Oh, they wore shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
there's another phrase, trick up your sleeve.
Yeah. But there was that one pony that just only had one, and it was boring.
How do you feel about magicians, Chandler?
They freak me out. David Blaine freaks me out.
Yeah.
You know what also freaks me out?
Leprechauns.
Okay. What else freaks me out? It's not small.
Scorpions.
It's not large. It's not 2XL. It's medium. A medium freaks me out. People that could talk to the dead.
A psychic medium?
Yes.
Have you ever played with a Ouija board?
No.
You into that devil stuff?
No. No. You can open doors you can't close. As a fan of paranormal shows like I am, and an amateur ghost hunter myself, I have a firm belief that Ouija boards open doors to other dimensions that if you are not careful and not knowledgeable, you cannot close them.
Okay, the one made by Fisher Price that you can buy at Walmart?
I don't care where you can buy it from. I ain't touching it.
So if I just drew one right now, you'd be scared of it?
No, not that.
Why not? That's what they're doing at Fisher Price.
Yeah, well.
All right, just making a point. Chandler, you ever talked to a medium before?
I have not. I have been hypnotized. That's another thing. That's another thing.
Holy cow, where did we go? We went from Ouija boards to hypnotism?
Look, I have been hypnotized, brother. Man, and it was freaky. Freaky.
Did they embarrass you? Did they make you do silly things?
Can't remember.
Where were you?
I can't remember where I was at. Oh,
I guess you were hypnotized.
Guess what? Guess where I was at?
Nashville.
Wrong. See, I was in Beta Club. Get this. Not only was I had a lot of extracurricular activities I did back in school. FFA. I was a part of the Future Farmers of America.
My God.
I was a part of that, and I went to the state convention in Raleigh, and there was a hypnotist there.
Wow. What does that have to do with farming?
It was just all part of the convention. We had a good old time, man. We were just like, hey, there's going to be a hypnotist. There's going to be this and that.
And you got legitimately hypnotized.
Apparently, I was like apparently he told me to like rub my butt on the floor like a dog.
Whoa, what kind of
I did that.
hypnotist? Were you in a hotel room with a...
I was just, and the weird thing is that I was by myself.
Oh, that makes it even better.
And we were on like in this alley in downtown Raleigh. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, that is a little odd.
No, but it was me and like a lot of people on stage, and it was pretty cool.
I've seen that happen a time or two. So, what groups were you in high school?
Just school paper.
I was in the FBLA.
Something that actually I'm now doing the job. I was a sports media person, Chandler.
Well, I didn't know what I was going to do back then.
You thought you might be a farmer?
I grew up on a farm, and I grew up in a farm family.
Have you ever farmed yourself?
Yes.
How so?
Growing up and helping in the summers.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, help barn tobacco. I did.
You're a tobacco boy?
Yeah.
I feel like we should have talked about this before.
I feel like we have, because you have also done that, and I thought you knew my dad had a farm, right? Or I grew up on a farm, right?
I didn't know you were a tobacco boy. All right.
Well, and then we also had pigs, so we'd go through the dead, and boy, you better get them when they're freshly dead, because if you miss them, especially in the summer heat,
they be stinking
and
bloated
and
very bloated
and just everywhere. You have to get a shovel.
Yeah.
And scoop it up. But you had pigs, had soybeans, had...
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, corn, of course. You had to have the corn.
Of corns.
But yeah. And I used to bale hay. Used to get on the tractor and line the hays up. We had circle. Didn't have square bale.
All right. FFA, Chandler Honeycutt.
I wasn't just an FFA for... bleeps and giggles.
You were there to get hypnotized. You're not a one-trick pony. I'll tell you that.
And when I was actually hypnotized, he said, "You're going to be in radio one day." And I was like, "All right."
Scott says, "Remember when the Who played Super Bowl halftime?" I don't remember the game, but I remember it happened.
I remember when they played.
They were old. And what a great rock band they are. Now all those great rock bands are too old to get up there. We need I don't know. We got Rihanna. Umbrella. Please don't stop the music. Song number 1.
Me up.
Gonna run this town. That's gonna be the first one.
Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you Monday at 3. Big show on tap with Cliff Godwin and the Delcor Players Lounge. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll talk to you Monday. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.